and just simply, just into a little saucer, and then took the saucer and fed it to Geppetto. That's what I named him, Geppetto.
I had no idea you could milk a cat.
Oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Emotional damage. You want some therapy?
You're going to need it after watching that. All right, me babbers. Welcome to Bristolian Dave's Horror Spooktacular with me, Bristolian Dave, and I have a ton of guests today. That's right. I made some friends. So I'm going to bring them on. We're talking horror. We're talking spooky shit. We're talking Halloween. Let's have a look, see who is ready. This guy, he has been here multiple times. He has changed his avatar to some...
How are you doing?
He's having a trip.
I thought, for spooky season, I'm going to change my avatar. Something more horrific.
Fair. That's cool.
It's fine if I do that noise all the stream.
Fuck's sake, Dave.
Okay.
Hi. Everyone knows who you are, so I won't worry too much about you. You've been here too many times. On the other hand, we do have Father Christmas here.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Halloween!
As long as it's not Mariah Carey.
This is Mr. Peter Gilmore.
Sorry about that.
Arthur's son.
It was funny when I thought of doing it, and now it's not.
Yeah, that was
Good evening, boys and ghouls.
That's it. All right, what I'll do, I'll get everyone in, and then everyone can give a little intro, because there's a few people that watch my channel that might not know who you are. So we'll get in the Scottish wizard himself, Mr. Wullie.
Yes, I am indeed. My master of the dark arts.
There we go.
And a big fizzy water I can.
He's brought his bird with him, a communist bird.
I'm trying to convince people I'm British here, so I'm a commie chameleon.
Tommy Squawk.
A red wing.
Does it work?
I feel like I can't keep up with the accents. You all have all this really cool English accent. I was like, hi.
English?
Hi.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, dear. Is that
I'm going to rage quit.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, don't call Wullie English, mate. Like, that's the worst insult.
Oh, sorry. I don't... Well, from that region.
I'm Welsh.
Oh,
Welsh. Well, is that Welsh or Scottish, right?
I'm Scottish.
Okay.
Scottish.
I'm a native English, but I don't mention it.
Right, we'll see who we got in the chat. Obviously, we've got Mr. Feed in there because he loves a little bit in the chat. We got Genuine Comics, Dave. Welcome, mate. Thank you for joining us. Who else we got? Aria's here. Hell me barrers. And yes, the intro music is hype. It's very hype. Very hype.
Mm-hmm.
And don't worry, I know what you were saying. Don't worry. And do I have nipples? I do have nipples. I'm not showing you because you got subscribed to my OnlyFans. And Mr. Michael McCartney, of course, is here. And we got him before he said late, which was good. And Phantasmagorical. I think I said that right.
You did.
Live demo. No, we will not be milking anyone on stream.
It's good. I was told it was going to be a different kind of show.
Yeah.
So, as we've got some new people on the show, let's do a quick intro of you guys. Let's see who wants to introduce themselves to my channel first. Who would like to go? Anyone? Just a quick 1 minute intro. Here we go.
Go Wullie.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm Wullie for Terrier Comics, and I live in the wonderful, mystical place called Scotland, where I make comic books with amazing characters like the Tatty Bogle Man and Ailsa Dark, and werewolves and bampots And and I stream quite regularly, or I used to stream regularly. I will do again with Statto, who I think should be next up.
Well, thanks for that volunteerness.
Nah.
I'm Mystical L0. I only really exist here and on Twitter. Just cartoonist. Hang out with Wullie and CGUK and other places in this crazy world of comics. And now I'm here as the representative of the bottom of the barrel.
Representative of someone who was available.
That's how I identify, as the bottom of the barrel.
You motherfucker! I apologize for the language. I'm Peter Gilmore. I am artist and awesome guy over at and you can't see it because it's the dark Stuntman comic, where we make awesome comics such as Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter, Super Dead, Walk the Wizard, Rocket Girl, and that gem shop thing that Mandy's working on at the moment. Our next comic, Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter 2, goes live on November the 5th, so we'll be selling that there. And aside from that, I just work everyday drawing shit, spooky shit. Oh, Friday nights as well, I do a live stream on YouTube called Friday Night Fright, where we talk about horror movies and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, this guy.
That's a tough act to follow. It's like, I just make, like Vampire Hunter, like 1,000 backers. What, 2,000 backers on Indigo?
Nah.
Gem Shock, Hideo Kiyonko. I was like, oh, dear God.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm David Feet. I like comics, but what can I say? This is my favorite horror movie of all times. Highly recommend Pan's Labyrinth. We're talking about spooky sheets and horror stuff. You gotta check this one out. Guillermo del Toro, I think he's half Mexican or something like that. Parasite, a really good recommend if you like horror.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff.
All right,
Anyway.
slow down, Dave. Slow down. You're gonna blow your load too soon. We got a whole stream to get through, and someone's already reading.
Oh, look at that! Well,
nice.
Well, man of culture.
Excuse me, I'm just having a little read of Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter. Oh, it's doing weird things to me already. Which is an amazing book. Highly recommended. And if with the second campaign starting soon, if you get a chance to get a piece of Gilmore original art, go for it. It's amazing. The work it's just stunning.
Speaking of stunning, hi Dave.
Hi. Right, let me get back. You can tell I ain't done this for a while. There we go. All right, cool. So that is everyone. Nice to meet you. I've already met you. We've had a couple more added to the chat. We got Mr. London Gothic himself.
Yeah.
Cool dude.
I'm waving. You can't see it.
I've only talked to him on Twitter, but he seems like a good dude.
London Gothic is a good book as well. I've read that. It's fantastic.
And we got Retro Girls UK. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Pops is in the chat. Mr. Come and talk with Pops fans. I do like Pops. Everyone's just saying hi. Look at this. Great. Everyone's saying hi. Oh. And now Aria, thanks Dave. Aria now wants to watch Pan's Labyrinth.
I'll do it after the stream.
Yeah. Wait until the stream's finished.
Don't do it now. Well, no, don't.
So, it's the 27th of October. We're 3 days away. Halloween. Does anyone like Halloween here?
Yes. I like
Halloween.
It's
not bad.
It goes away too soon. People are already putting the, December decoration, Christmas decoration. They're selling that stuff already. Like, come on, it's not even.
Yeah.
What if you went as Christmas for Halloween so you could save, get yourself a Santa outfit and go as that for Halloween, and then you can just keep it.
I've got a black Christmas tree with bats and stuff. And
All right.
I believe that.
Yeah. It's good. It's a nightmare before Christmas tree. But,
Nah, Christmas is Christmas. Everyone knows I'm Santa, just without the beard. So
I like Christmas is a great time for horror as well. There's a ton of really awesome Christmas horror movies.
Yeah.
Black Christmas.
That's true.
Rare Exports. That's
Rare
really good one.
Exports.
I like that.
Yeah, Santa Slays.
Scared the shit out of me when I first watched it.
Rare export.
Yeah, that creepy ass Santa Claus.
That creepy old Santa
Yeah.
dude is creepy. Yeah.
Santa Claus the movie, that's terrifying.
Elf.
Elf is phenomenal. Well, we'll do a Christmas stream every time. All right, so
We're still talking horror. It's all right.
Yeah,
that's
Elf
all
is
right.
horrible.
All right, so we all like Halloween. I'm presuming we all like horror. You know,
Yeah, I love
usual-
it.
Leave
Nah.
warm on it.
It's all right. It's okay. Okay. So Dave already started us off. He said, "What was his favorite horror movie of all time?"
Oh,
Pan's Labyrinth.
yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth.
And that is a really nice edition. That's a shiny. Is that like a steelbook of
It's like
DVD or Blu-ray?
I don't even know. No, I think it's just a DVD.
Okay.
Just
I
a
might,
regular old DVD.
I might need that. Okay.
Shiny
Sorry,
stuff.
ordering me coming up.
You probably already have it.
Yeah,
I've got
judging
the
by how much
regular,
stuff you
regular
buy.
Blu-ray, regular Amaray. I haven't got no special shiny thing like that for it.
Yeah, okay.
Because obviously packaging is very important. Right. Okay. So anyone else have? It's hard to pinpoint down one movie.
I was going to
So-
say.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
So what's your movie today? That's how I rate them. What's your favorite today?
What's your favorite scary movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what was your first horror movie? What was the first one you saw? Because that usually imprints itself on you.
I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you.
Yeah, because I was trying to think about that, and I thought it wasn't a horror movie for me. It was Doctor Who.
Yeah. I'll go
It
with
was
Doctor
probably
Who.
the John Pertwee and the Autons and Doctor Who,
I
and
did.
then Jason
Yeah.
and the Argonauts, and that was like a gateway into wanting to watch scary stuff as a kid.
I think the first kind of scary movie I saw was I was way too young. And I still don't remember how we got into the theatre to see it, but we saw Jaws. And I was like 8 or 9. It's like
It does explain a lot. To be fair, Pete.
Now I know I was 4 years old. It's either going to be Nightmare on Elm Street 2 or an episode of Friday the 13th series.
How young are you? And you, Dave? Good God.
Yeah. To be fair, my first horror movie was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Because we had it on VHS and I kept begging to watch it. I was 10, I think, around 10.
Doesn't that suck going to school trying to talk horror movies and the kids aren't allowed to watch them? They're all talking about like Barney or something like that.
But if you keep going, you get what you want. It's true. But yeah, then they were like, all right, so they put it on. My parents put it on for me. They let me watch it by myself in my room, and then it scared the shit out of me. Especially that one scene with who I now know is Johnny Depp gets dragged out through the bed.
Yeah, that's the worst to watch in your bedroom alone.
That scared the shit out of me. I did not sleep in my bed for a few days. That was scary shit. And the bath scene with the claw coming up. I didn't have a bath for a few days either.
Oh, too much information.
And I was a very smelly kid. Only for that period. But we've had some more people coming in the chat. Thank you. Not coming in the chat, but here, Tree Goblin, welcome, mate. AJ's Movie Place. I said Palace. I can't read. Place.
Either way.
Yeah.
And Aria says, Blink, Silence in a Library, The Empty Child are some of my favorite horror Doctor Who's.
The horror of Fang Rock is the best.
Yeah,
that one's
good.
Yeah, the Tom Baker one with the lighthouse.
Yeah.
And okay, the monster looks like a pile of bubble wrap sprayed green.
Yeah.
But still.
But you see, in an old CRT television back in the day, that didn't look too bad.
This is very true. Yeah. Yeah. You look at a lot of stuff now and like you get the 4K editions of stuff. And
takes the magic out of it a little bit.
You can see like bits of gauze and like little wires and strings and stuff, and
turns all these big. You know what? It's weird that I was watching. Let's see. There was like Blade and Count of Monte Cristo around 1998, around 2000.
Yeah.
Those look like Netflix original movies now. They went to theater. They were decent budgets, but they look just like Netflix straight streaming stuff now. It's really weird to think about. But some of those older 80s movies actually still look like they got some money on the screen, which is kind of odd.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Nightmare on
it's-
Elm Street's one. I mean, aside from like the long arms in the
Oh.
alleyway and stuff like that, like a lot of that still looks really good.
The only reason the long arms in the alleyway scene doesn't work is because the joints of the elbows are in the wrong place.
Mm.
That's the only reason. If the elbows were further up towards the shoulder, it would be fine.
You know what? I think it was the same stuntman that fell out of RoboCop at the end. The
Right. Whoa.
Definitely a stuntman. He had unusually long arms.
Yeah, and the green screen was about as good as mine. It's pretty much that. Whoa.
Yeah, RoboCop was one of the first movies that I saw that really scared me.
I saw that at 4 years old.
I don't know how. I must have been like pretty young, and I saw the second one. I didn't know what to expect. Like, oh, okay, some action flick, and then they start dismembering people. I was like, holy shit! Wait, this is not your typical action movie.
Yeah, the second one is kind of mean spirited and nasty. The first one's just like funny.
I did discover, like, kind of recently. I've mentioned it on other live streams and stuff, but Charles Dickens invented RoboCop. As it turns out, there's like a really old obscure novel by him called The Mudfog Papers, where it goes into great detail describing it's RoboCop. Basically, it's mechanical police force. Yeah, check it out. It's old and it's probably a bit shit, but Google it. There's pictures.
I'm taking a note.
Yeah, he had a whole kind of robo justice system with judges and stuff, and there was a separate robo justice system for the rich people.
Robo justice systems sounds like a great title.
Ooh.
And there was more than one RoboCop. There was like a bunch of them. There you go. Useless information for you. Completely derail the conversation.
I like it.
But yeah.
I'm reading that in bed tonight.
Oh man,
Cornbot's in.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
You've made it.
Let me get rid of him.
It's the Mudfog Papers is Charles Dickens doing horror and sci-fi. Who'd have thought it? Very strange, yeah. Some weird, horrible stories about experimenting on animals and stuff. Weird.
Definitely checking that out.
Yeah.
Has Hellraiser and Friday the 13th hit 4K yet? Because I gotta imagine Friday the 13th looks horrible with some of the prosthetics that don't match up with the skin, but Hellraiser has to have aged a little better in the makeup department.
There we go. Look at that.
See, look, it's the weird kind of concertina thing going on with the sleeves, and it's just it could have been done better.
Yeah.
Wow, hindsight.
I'm sure there's some story somewhere from behind the scenes where someone said that looks shit.
I think it's probably just a situation like when you're seeing it in the theater for the first time in 1984, you're going, whoa, his arms that's really unsettling how long his arms are. And then after the fact, when you got a second to look at it, you go, that's horrible.
Yeah. It's good. And plus, it's clearly a fake body on there because his head's like really tiny.
Yeah.
Or rather, the rest of him's normal size, and then there's just stuff happening in the middle.
Yes.
But still, who cares? It's Robert Englund, and it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. And just the idea behind it. You appreciate the idea behind it.
Yeah.
Best makeup out of all of them, too.
Yeah. Just look at that.
Of course, he shot it mostly in shadow, too. I mean, like, the rest of them were like straight sunlight. Or like well-lit rooms.
That's the thing. A lot of the time with horror, it's more about what you can't see than what you can see, in terms of that, how they set the mood, how it makes your mind sort of think about what could be, like, what is actually there in the dark, what is behind the person.
I mean, there's like so many different kinds of horror movies, and it's a really broad spectrum of stuff.
Yeah.
Like from your splatterfest to your more psychological stuff, and there are way too many movies, though, horror movies, about family moves into a house and shit occurs because it's haunted or some crap.
Like Paranormal Activity. You don't like those movies?
That's a good one. I like Paranormal Activity. The first one. The rest of them are garbage. But It's well, it's like the sequel to Blair Witch Project. That was just heinous.
So how many of these horror movies do you guys think, because you guys are all obviously horror fans, how many would you say like maybe it would have been better if they would have just cut it off, kind of like Highlander, you know, it had like 3, 4, 5 sequels and it should have just ended at the one, right? But everybody loves the franchise, but there are so many where you can go, the first one was great, then what happened?
I think Elm Street kind of I mean, the second one's one of those Marmite movies that it's like people either like it or hate it. Personally, I think it's garbage, but you know.
I think it gets better with age. The second one gets better over the years.
Does it? I've not watched it because I hated it so much at the time.
It seems more like they knowingly kind of had an idea of what they were doing, and even if they didn't, that makes it even funnier. I think it's definitely ages well.
Yeah,
the third one's awesome.
A bad movie.
But if we didn't have the second, we wouldn't have the third one. And the third one, like Dream Warriors, it's just fantastic. Like, that shit. Like,
I just found
he's tied to the bed, and she fucking shoots out her tongue and ties him. And
the scene where Freddy attacks the pool party was probably the highlight of the second one. Where the guy's like, "Hey man, it's cool." You don't have to
it's coming out the guy's chest as well. I mean, it's got all of them have got something that's worthwhile. I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, 5's got Freddy turning into a motorcycle, or a motorcycle turning into. Is that the 5th one?
Yeah.
The second one was the studio saying, we could do that. We can make that first one again, no problem.
Do you know what I'm drawing a blank on? I'm drawing a blank on the 4th one.
The 4th and the 5th tend to like blend together. I think they're
4th one was the pizza and the kung fu.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, okay.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing when you remember a horror movie. It's the pizza and the kung fu one. I don't know if that's.
But then, what did you guys think of New Nightmare? Like the one.
See, that's another one. Some people like it, some hate it. I liked it because I thought Freddy looked fucking evil.
I set it off by itself. It's just fine as part of the franchise. It's a little bit too deviant.
It leans more into the Scream territory.
Oh yeah, that was I think proto Scream.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I enjoyed it.
It's the kind of thing that normally would annoy me when they're doing that postmodern stuff, but when it's the original creator that comes and does it, you know, it's different. So I like it quite a lot. But then again, I like the 3D. I like the one that everybody hates as well.
You know, I kind of like
the 3D one with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just found my 3D glasses from the cinema showing that the other day. I still had them.
I saw all the Elm Street. I saw them all in like the theatre. Yeah.
I think it helps as well. Even the ones that aren't great, seeing them with a lot of people on a Friday night kind of makes them all that wee bit better.
I only saw Freddy vs. Jason in the theaters.
I saw that one too in the theaters.
There we go.
But you know what?
I like that one as well.
As a versus movie, that's awesome. The last half an hour is a fight, like it should be.
Yeah.
Mm.
But then, like, so you're saying like, where should they cut it off? So say like Nightmare on Elm Street, for example. But then we would never have got Freddy versus Jason.
No, that's true. And I mean, this one, I think there's enough good installments in this one to justify it. But when you look at like, Halloween is one where they keep on scrapping everything and going back to one. That's one that could have arguably just been done.
Most of them are
Halloween. Go on.
I mean, do you not think most of the Halloweens are boring?
I'd have preferred Halloween if they'd have stuck with the original plan of it not necessarily being Michael Myers and everyone, just being different Halloween stories with each one.
Yeah.
No, I would have liked them to have followed Donald Pleasance around as he just like finds weird stuff and takes a gun to it.
Yeah.
It's like Death Wish.
It goes from town to town and nobody ever believes him.
Well, look at the fourth one. Like the little girl comes to the end and he's like, no! And the first thing he does is pull a gun. That would have been a great series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recently.
I'd be down for that. How do you feel about Halloween 3?
I love Halloween 3. I agree with you. They should have done a different thing every year for Halloween. Just like John Carpenter uses his imagination, get his mates to make a movie.
Yeah. I mean, they could have still spun off Michael into his own thing. You know,
it would have basically been Body Bags.
You
remember that movie, any of you?
Yep.
Body Bags.
He did like a Tales from the Crypt kind of thing, where he was like a dead corpse telling stories.
Yeah. I like stuff like that. I like my Tales from the Crypt and my creep shows, and yeah.
And he was pretty good on screen too. Giving him credit.
Did anyone?
One of my favorite tales that really stuck with me was the one called Yellow, which I think was like a longer episode of Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, that was with Kirk Douglas. That was a wow. Which one was that in? Well, that was what was that? That was Haunt of Fear or Vault of Horror. One of the two was Yellow.
I don't know, but I just remember this one episode that was like super gory, long, and it had like a really cool story also, you know, like with the son of the general being, you know, like a coward and all that.
Oh yeah,
and some pretty gruesome gore scenes also.
That came at the end of the series when they moved it to England to cut the cost, and they did one season there, and we got a lot more crime type stuff, crime and war, because they were starting to mine the other books.
Okay.
Heck of a fun story.
I've got shark movies.
Hey, you know what?
Look, I'm a sucker for a shark movie. So am I. But
I'll tell you something that should have stopped at the first one. I agree that just I don't mind if they run any idea into the ground, but see Sharknado. I would be quite happy if there'd never even been one of those bloody movies.
You know what? We're never going to stream again together, Wullie.
Terrible movie. Awful.
I love those movies. So bad, they're good. Like,
there's so many better ones like Santa Jaws and Shark Exorcist.
Land Shark, Sun Shark, House Shark.
Shark of the Corn, that's a good one.
How does that exist?
Oh yeah. They got some great stuff.
Oh dear.
Shark seems to be the only thing that you can get stupider with, and it'll attract more people.
What have I been missing? I didn't know that existed.
Ghost Shark, three-headed shark, five-headed shark.
Is hilarious.
Yeah. Sharktopus.
Sand shark.
Yeah.
Sharktopus versus Pteranodile or something like that.
Pteranodon and Sharktopus. There's like 5 of those Sharktopus movies.
No,
it's like a contest to outdo each other. Like, I can do this stupider.
What I loved about Sharknado is the fact that freaking Dolph Lundgren came into it and it went on to time travel. It was great. I was like, yeah, that's brilliant.
It doesn't take itself seriously. It's you know, they are what they are.
Yeah,
garbage.
And they knew that as soon as they started the first one. They were like, yeah, this is some cheesy B movie.
I can't get drunk enough to enjoy them.
It also tracks Tara Reid's, like, you know, life with drugs.
To her, man? She American Pie. She was like fucking perfect, and now she looks like a shriveled raisin. She's just
insanity. Drugs, booze, and insanity.
Yeah.
And 15 Sharknado movies behind you.
People like Season of the Witch.
It's a paycheck.
If it was separate from the franchise.
Yeah, it's probably true if it was just called Season of the Witch or something.
Silver Shamrock brand costumes started cropping up a Party City in the Irvine Spectrum back in 2009.
You know what? No, I'm going to walk that back. I think Season of the Witch still would have done crappy in theaters, but it would have gotten aged better than it did now. Even though it's really starting to come up in people's estimation in the last few years, I still think just like The Thing, just like a lot of John Carpenter's big movies, it would have failed and then gotten better with age.
They would have done better without Halloween on it. People weren't expecting Halloween because the general public just see the name Halloween and they go in, you know.
Yeah, Halloween definitely is one of those, for me anyway, one of those franchises that know when to stop doing it, you know. Don't just keep churning out and coming up with weird fucking kind of lore about who Michael is and what, and then have to retcon it all because it's just stupid.
Godzilla's the only other one to do that. Like, no, none of those, just the first one in mind. That's the only one, and then down the line. No. Just the first one in mind. That's the only other one in this thing.
Yeah.
So Demon asks, anyone remember The Ring versus The Grudge?
Yeah, it was Japan only. I think it was on Shudder for a while.
I've never seen or heard of that.
It was like called. It wasn't called Ring versus the Grudge. It was like the names of the characters. Like
Sadako versus
Ju-on versus
Yeah.
whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to go
Yeah.
dark and the Japanese stuff, Audition. That's
Audition.
a hell of a movie.
I've not
Fantastic.
watched it. I have it, but I haven't watched it.
Oh, watch it in the
Dude,
dark
that
on
will-
your own. You'll
That's a good one.
Creep
Yeah.
the ever-living shit out of you, that movie.
Yeah, it's, the first half hour is like, what is this incredibly boring movie about? And then you realise why it's been so boring, because it's building up to just an amazing film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it
What was-
Takeshi Miike?
Takeshi Mike, or Mickey, or yeah.
Who's like just
He did some
the
fantastic.
greatest
Didn't he-
director alive right now. He's better than Tarantino. It's like he makes movies like Zebra Man. He makes zombie musicals. He makes basically anything he's made it. An amazing director.
Did he have something to do with Itchy the Killer?
Yeah, he made Itchy the Killer, which is
Yeah.
again.
Oh, okay.
Which was a crazy one because like the movie came out and the anime came out at the same time, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Pretty
And
much
you
at
made a
the
point
same
of
time.
getting the import movie because it was censored so much in the UK that you had to get the import version.
Oh yeah. I've seen the uncut version. Yeah.
Which was.
So have you guys
even
ever
funnier.
watched a horror movie that you thought like maybe this is a little too much for me? So they stepped on a line here.
Yeah, maybe a Serbian.
There's
film,
ones
I
that you
would
feel
say.
uncomfortable
Oh,
watching.
it's Serbian film, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's a bit
You know
too much.
That kind of stuff don't
Slightly.
upset me though. Like I watch like some of the video nasties like the Cannibal Holocaust and things like that. Like
They're
don't
only-
tend to get me. There was
They're
one
only
film-
bad when you know how they were made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when you know all
Oh,
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Plus, there's like there's different versions of Cannibal Holocaust. There's like the cut version, and then the one with the animal torture and shit in it. It's fucking horrible because you know it's real.
But there was
Wasn't
only
that
one movie
Apocalypse
that
Now
ever.
also has like a scene where they cut like a cow in pieces. That also made
What's
me.
that?
Apocalypse
Yeah.
Now. I think there's a scene at the end where they actually, chop a cow.
Very likely, yeah. There was a lot of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff that went on. I've been getting into watching some weird old Mexican horror movies recently, like black and white Mexican horror movies, which sounds like what? The hero is always a masked luchador. It's always a wrestler.
El Santo.
Always.
Yeah. That's how it is.
Well, not necessarily black and white ones. There's one called Night of the Bloody Apes, which is just
Oh yes, I've seen that.
it's
I haven't.
it actually you're sitting watching it and all of a sudden they're cutting up a real human corpse and taking the organs out and you're like, what the fuck? And that's in the trailer on YouTube. Watch the trailer. I wouldn't put it on here, Dave. I wouldn't show it on here.
No, don't do it.
Probably
Yeah,
best not.
There's two trailers on YouTube. There's like one that's a minute 30, and then there's one that's like 5 minutes long. The 5 minutes long one, go watch that, and then tell me if it's too much.
I'd say the sadness ticked a lot of those boxes for me. That was
The
an
sadness.
extreme,
Holy
is that
extreme movie.
Oh, I've been meaning to watch that. Is it that bad? Well,
It's-
that disturbing.
It might make you feel sick in a few parts. So
It's grim.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen it yet.
it's a new bar.
just the guy with the hot oil, and yeah, it's a virus movie, isn't it? It's a virus movie, and the guy in the cafe goes nuts, and then there's like boiling oil and skin
Sounds
coming
like
off.
they
and,
were either influenced or took more than a little bit from Garth Ennis. That crossed or
Mm.
Oh,
you know that comic book with
It all
the
goes
guy
back
that
to the
crossed
crazies, though, doesn't it? It goes back to the crazies. George
Yeah.
Romero.
That's all tame compared to this.
Yeah, but just the concept.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I need to get that
Yeah.
watched then. That sounds good.
The sad-
Hot oil.
The sadness is literally just, well, it's not just extreme horrible goriness. It's fucking brutal as well. It's a harsh movie.
Yeah.
I think the only most recent one for me like that was Irreversible. That's a hard watch.
Mm.
I've
I've
heard
seen
of
that.
one.
That's the one with Monica Bellucci and it's told backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And that's brutal. It's not even like a horror movie, but it's Yeah, that's a brutal
Yeah.
film.
No, see, there was only ever one movie that ever slightly got to me that stayed with me for a few days, and it was only one scene in it. And you're probably gonna laugh at it a little bit, but it was you've seen the movie Frozen, not the Disney one, not the Disney one.
The one with the ski lift.
Yeah, where they get stuck up on the ski lift.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So there's this one scene in it. Spoilers in case anyone doesn't want to hear this.
It's an old
Oh,
movie.
wait, I don't want to hear that.
So basically, one of the guys jumps down,
Yeah.
snaps his leg, and then they're wolves. Wolves attack him. But the thing is, they show you like they start to bite him, and then they don't show you anything else. They cut to the other people, and all you see is their reaction, and you hear the attack of the wolves on the guy and him gurgling like blood, and it stayed with me for a few days because it made me realize just how fucked up nature is when it comes to that. And like, I don't know what it was. It just stayed with me for a few days. Like I just kept recalling it for like a good week, and it was just nothing else seems to have affected me like that. None of these really gory horrors, anything like that. But that scene did, and I don't know why.
Have you seen a movie called Martyrs?
I've seen the recap or the play-by-play.
No, I seen the American remake they did of it. I think.
Did they? Oh,
Of Martyrs?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Hold on.
Did they do? Not the one called The Forest, is it, or something? The remake? I can't remember. But yeah, no, Martyrs was.
See, I usually just watch recaps now, so I don't waste my time.
Yeah, because they got the.
Yeah, that movie is pretty effed up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few out there.
I have that on DVD, the 2008 one. I've got it on DVD. I've not watched it, of course.
Of course.
They did this one, the 2015 one as well. I think was this. No, that wasn't the same one.
Dave, you know you can clean up with a reaction channel. With all your
I think
movies.
I've seen Martyrs, like one of those reaction recaps.
Yeah. Do a reaction video to watching Terrifier and Terrifier 2.
Well, you know what? I fucking would. I've ordered it off Amazon, right?
Yeah.
It hasn't come because it's sold out. And I'm like, I pre-ordered it.
The first one or the second one?
The box set. There's two.
Oh yeah.
Blu-ray.
For some reason, the first one is like, nah, you ain't getting that anyway.
The 2015 one is the remake, so yeah, they did remake it.
It lives on streaming though, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, Terrifier, the first one is on
Tubi or Netflix or
no, they allowed it to be put on the Internet Archive.
Oh, okay.
So it's on there for free. So you can you can just watch it on there. I watched the second one. I didn't like it as much as the first, although it does have some of the most brutal fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, there's some gore going on there.
I think if we're talking about maybe like a country that seems to do horror best, I think Korea and Japan, so Asia in general. I think.
You're a weeb though. You're going to say that.
Yeah,
but then again, over there, that they might have so many of these movies that we're just getting the best of them.
Yeah,
that's probably true.
They might be sick.
I'm okay with that.
Ghosts popping up with white faces and long hair.
Exactly. There's probably a million. Goth.
But like that Train to Busan, that went straight into like my top 5 zombie movies of all time.
That's great movie. Yeah,
good flick.
Second one sucked donkey balls.
They turn it into Fast and Furious with zombies. It was ridiculous.
Fast and Furious with CGI cars.
It annoyed the shit out of me. I'm like, they had so much potential, but they wanted to appeal to an American audience more.
Ben Sweeter driving sharks.
Yeah, they're appealing to the American audience by remaking it at the moment, aren't they? In Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys know they remade Goodnight Mommy for for Amazon?
What?
Really?
I didn't even know because I saw there was a Goodnight. That's Goodnight Mommy, right? That's with the lady with the bandaged face and stuff like that. The kids.
Mm-hmm.
They remade it for Amazon because it was like it said 2019. I'm like sitting there going, that's got to be way older than that. Yeah, they remade it with some American stars. I had no idea. It's an Amazon original.
2022, yeah.
Okay.
Good night, Mommy.
Okay.
I didn't feel it
bizarre.
needed one, but I guess neither did Wreck.
We never.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was.
Like, I mean, stuff gets remade and rebooted all the time that's just not required or
Although
wanted. Or
I don't mind quarantines like they went off on a disease. Wreck was something way different. It got into like demonic possession and Jason worms and stuff like that.
The first two Wreck movies were fantastic. Like the way they just did it from a different person's point of view for the second movie was just I thought that was fantastic. The way they managed to do that and still keep me entertained, basically watching the same movie from a different angle.
Right.
Was Wreck the one? Was it the third one that was like the wedding?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was just bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They decided to do it 50-50.
Yeah.
Third one on the wedding, I think, was it the fourth or the fifth that was on the boat? There was one on the boat.
That was the fourth one.
Fourth one.
I want to say there was only 4, or was there 5?
I feel like
There's a fifth one. I've not seen the fifth one.
Yeah, I know 4 of them.
The second one.
But yeah, Quarantine was actually a decent remake, to be fair. One of the only decent
second
remakes.
one, I don't remember
that
being
one.
that great.
That's with the girl from Dexter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only decent thing about that movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the rumors sell the movies, especially in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, word of mouth.
Yeah.
Demon's got a strong stomach. It's never
I
had a
miss
movie.
that kind of thing now.
Yeah. A lot of the video nasty stuff was based on just people's perceptions of what was real, and it was all just lies.
Based on, yeah. I mean, there was
apart from the animal cruelty, that was mostly real. But,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, all those weird, the weird cannibal and zombie obsession.
You guys remember a movie that you went to before, like there was all the spoilers and 15 different trailers and things on the internet? Like you went in pretty much blind, not 100% sure what it was.
Yeah.
Came out going, that was amazing.
Yeah. That's how I watched the first Pokemon movie. It was great.
Yeah.
That was the first movie I ever seen in the cinema. Pokemon.
I was going to
went
say
with my mum and
Robocop.
my brother. It was great.
I honestly can't remember the last one I saw when I hadn't seen that.
Fellowship of the Ring for me.
I try and avoid like spoilers and shit. If there's a movie I want to see, then especially on Twitter, I'll make sure all those words are muted so I don't see them when nothing comes up. Although it does say this tweet contains a word you muted, and I'm like, which word? So I click on it. Spoiler, you bastards!
Yeah,
I stopped caring about
too much away in trailers these days.
I stopped caring about trailers. I mean, about spoilers because it's just too dang hard to avoid them anymore.
The trailers are like between 2 and 3 minutes long nowadays. When a movie is only like an hour and a half, you basically squeeze all the good shit into the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, like that most recent Halloween movie, the trailer for that just pretty much gives a lot of it away. But also, there's a lot of bait and switch in there as well. It's like you're thinking. I won't say anything because people haven't seen it. But.
There was a producer in the 80s, I can't remember who it was, but he just believed you give the entire movie in the trailer and let people decide. Because you've seen some of those 80s movies where it's like, well, they show the ending right there.
Yeah.
He thought, like, just put all the big parts, the ending, everything in the trailer, let them decide if they want to see it. And I kind of wonder if we're getting back to that trailer-wise, because I've seen a lot where it's just like, well, it's most of the movie just in 3 minutes. That's
yeah.
There
was a movie.
The voiceover guy in
Don
the trailer.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Don
that was the best. Any trailer that's got that on it nowadays, I'll go watch.
Well, not going to be many of them. He's dead.
Yeah.
There's probably a million people who can do the voice. So,
yeah.
Hire me. Whoa. No, don't. There was a movie recently that came out called, I know there's like 10 movies called The Invitation, but I think it was called The Invitation, about a vampire in England. And it's the American girl, mother dies, and then she finds out she's got like family over here. So she comes over and it's basically Downton Abbey with vampires. It's weird. But the trailer for that literally has the final scene of the movie in it. So
Sean Pertwee in it.
Yes, Sean Pertwee's in it playing a butler. It's fucking terrible.
Okay.
It could have been awesome, But it's one thing they missed out of the trailer. It's all the way throughout the movie. It's like there's references to Dracula, like the house is called New Carfax, and there's a dude called Renfield, and all these different name drops from Dracula. So someone clearly read the Wikipedia page for Dracula. But all that's missing from the trailer, because if that was in the trailer, you'd be like, I'm not watching that. That looks ass.
Oh, it's got that what's her name from Game of Thrones? Played one of the slave girls, Daenerys' right hand girl.
Looks a little bit like Meghan Markle.
Black girl.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks a little bit like Meghan Markle.
She does. You watch that movie, she does look like her.
I see what you mean, but Megan's a bitch, so that's fine.
Yeah. It's on my do not recommend list.
Okay.
Just slightly above.
At the trailer there, and it looks alright.
Watch the trailer. That's the whole movie.
It sounds so bad. I kind of want to see it.
Yeah.
But it's not bad in a good way.
Is it not? No.
You've got half the movie is Downton Abbey, and then the second half of the movie they think, fuck it, we're supposed to be doing vampires, so it's literally just blood and vampires.
Dracula 2000, yeah.
There's no sharks in it to enliven it. Then
you know what? I love
Dracula
2000. That's quality. Here we go. Vampire movies.
Lesbian vampire killers.
You know, that kind of reminds me of this clip I saw. This lady was talking to this guy as a political thing, and she says, "How do you view lesbian couples?" And he says, "Full HD," with all the confidence.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Vampire movies, obviously.
They were all the rage when I was a kid. Yeah. Lesbian vampire movies, you couldn't turn the telly on.
Damn straight.
Lesbian vampire movie.
Damn straight. Hammer. Thank you, Hammer.
Daughters of Darkness. That's a terrific.
Was that mid to late 70s that boom was around the second Hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vampires spelled with a Y. Vampire. That was another good one.
Yeah. Vampire.
Yeah. Blood Spattered Wife. That was a good one as well. That
was statement is lesbian vampires. It's the 70s.
Golden age for lesbian vampire movies.
What We Do in the Shadows was pretty good. I like that. That was
the movie.
Yeah.
I've still not seen the TV show.
Interview of a Vampire, which unfortunately they're remaking.
It's already remade, mate. No one's talking about it though. No one's talking about it apart from a couple of people on Twitter.
Who's in it?
Apparently it's awful. It's Hulu, is it, or something like that?
Yeah.
It's one of those streaming
stuff lately. They've been putting a ton of between Alien, Hellraiser, and that they've been getting some franchises.
They're doing that whole Huluween thing, aren't they?
Is that what it is?
Vampire movies. 30 Days a Night.
30 Days a Night's good. Yeah.
I love that movie. Don't forget the biggest vampire franchise of all time. Twilight.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Hotel Transylvania.
I thought he was going to say that too.
I knew it was going to be bad. I didn't think it'd be that bad. Jeez.
Twilight, Hotel Transylvania, Vampire Diaries.
Hey, Vampire Diaries is sick, man.
Shut up.
You know, I watched
the
first season of Vampire Diaries. The great thing about Vampire Diaries was they had some kind of event every week in that town, some big thing, like it was a fair, and then there was a special kind of like circus in town, and every single week they had something like that, and then there was vampires, and that's the only reason I watched the first season, to see what they could come up with.
This week a circus with vampires. This week it's a carnival with vampires. It's the Harvest Festival with vampires.
Get some vampire sharks in there, and we could have probably
done something. There's got to be Sharkula, surely.
Sharkula.
If it is,
I think there is a vampire shark movie
coming soon from Stuntman Comics.
Sharkula meets Sharkenstein. There you go.
I'm googling that shit now.
Talk about expectation and not watching a trailer. I think I went to see the first Twilight in the theater. My expectations were so below low. And I had a more or less fun time. Like, okay, it's not.
I might have seen the first 3 in the cinema. maybe.
Look, Sharkula
What?
comes out this year.
Ah,
Really?
Uh-huh.
After the legendary Count Dracula is driven into the ocean, he passes his curse onto a great white shark. The now undead pet is tormenting a local seaside tourist. So it's Jaws, but with.
what is that? Asylum?
Well, what does it? I mean,
What does it add if it's?
It's
surely
Jaws with fangs.
it's a shark and it just bites people. How's
Yeah.
it? What?
Maybe it turns into a bat, like a giant
That
bat.
would be fantastic.
Bat shark.
There is a trailer at the. Oh my god! That looks
I'd rather watch
fucking awful.
Vampires 2 Los Muertos with John Bon Jovi.
Don't diss the Bon Jovi. he's good. I like Bon Jovi.
Sharkula, fantastic. I don't know. if I can
Chris
see
Chris
that.
says he likes the Swedish version and let the right one.
Okay,
in.
right. Okay,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
a pretty good one.
that looks good.
Makes for an awesome poster. Is that
Yeah.
a castle in the background? Oh god! Yeah, he's got a bat and a castle in the background.
That's
fantastic.
like 98% of shark movies. Makes for an awesome poster.
There we go. Black Sheep.
Twins of Evil just came up there. That's one of my
Wow.
favorites.
While we're on animals, Black Sheep.
Oh, I
Oh,
remember
I
that one.
haven't seen that.
Sorry, kind of just Noah's Shark instead of Noah's Ark.
Is that
That's
one
a-
from New Zealand?
Priest.
Uh,
Decent vampire movie.
yeah.
Human.
Sorry,
I liked it.
I'm going to fall down a rabbit hole of shark movies if I'm not careful. Sorry.
Oh,
I
one we
always thought I
haven't
saw it in-
mentioned.
I saw it in
Uh,
3D, and I always like movies better if I see them in 3D. So I'm not too sure what I think of that, but I did.
You gotta remember.
One vampire movie we haven't mentioned. The Lost Boys, of course.
Mm.
The Lost Boys is patient zero for fucking shitty teen vampire crap.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm 100% positive.
Peter.
It all traces right back
Yep.
to that.
I'd say
Yeah.
either Buffy or Interview with a Vampire.
No.
Those are the
Lost
ones.
Boys.
That's what we got now.
Lost
Oh,
Boys
Lost-
started it with the pretty boy vampires.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose. I
Yeah.
don't know. That Brides of Dracula, that vampire was pretty poncy. With his red hair and his like.
We have
Sure.
a spammer in the chat. Hell Dave, Hell Dave Gilmore, Hell Statistical Dave, Hell Dave
Who
Crawford,
woke up the comic?
LTG Dave.
Who?
Sliver. Yes, I like Sliver. That's with what's her face?
Which one's
Blondie.
No, that's
Blondie.
Sliver with a V.
The guy from Serenity.
Yeah, you
Sliver
get that.
and Sliver.
Sharon Stone. That's not a vampire flick.
No, this is the one with the worms.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Slither's
the
the one
James-
with the like
The James
lychee
Gunn
worm.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
That one was a cool movie.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I like
Slither's,
to see what
Slither's the
split
one
guy
with
have. It's like super well done.
Yeah,
For a
what's her
beauty,
name?
yeah.
Blonde. She was in Pitch Perfect.
Sharon Stone. You're talking about
No, Elizabeth
no.
Banks.
Elizabeth
In
Banks.
Slither, yeah.
Elizabeth.
Oh, in Slither.
Oh, is this a
Yeah.
different Slither? I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking of the old. What am I thinking? What am I thinking of? The one with the worms.
Slither.
Slither.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Well, she was in that.
Yeah, that's with Greg Henry in there and as the mayor, the get yourself
Yeah.
up your
Michael
PCs
Rooker was
and-
in it.
I kind of wonder.
Ooh.
I might vote for that guy. He's honest.
Hey, Google.
You know where you stand with Greg Henry as your mayor.
Darkseid's in the chat. He's in work, so we shouldn't even be watching. Marinus, you naughty boy.
That's fine.
Just saw a
Couldn't
trailer with Spider-Man Fat Kid sidekick is a vampire. Look horrible. What?
Spider-Man Fat Kid sidekick.
Power
Interesting.
Rider, have you been sniffing shit again? What you doing, mate?
Oh, I know what you mean now. Yeah.
Spider-Man Fat Kid
The
sidekick.
fat kid from the Spider-Man movie. You know Peter Parker's friend.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
new Spider-Man. Him as a vampire. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Hey, nobody mentioned that one. I haven't seen it yet, but I think you saw it, Pete. That one where the pastor's wife got bit by a vampire.
Oh, Jacob's wife.
Yeah.
Fantastic movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
Barbara Crampton is.
I've heard
yeah,
it's good. I've not seen it.
She's
Yeah, it's supposed to be
wonderful.
really good.
Yeah. It is great. Yeah, it's weird. The head vampire is like. I wouldn't say anything because you're going to watch it.
Yeah.
I watched
You're going to watch it. But
I'm
I
really
do
good
highly
at,
recommend. Yeah.
a
Blood Sky
Netflix
was a good one.
series about vampires. Midnight Mass.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Best.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a spoiler there, Dave. But Netflix spoil it with their
Oh yeah.
picture for it as well.
Sorry,
yeah.
That's
I forgot.
like the best. That's it's
That's a
Mike
slow burn,
Flanagan.
though.
I'm a big fanboy. He did Doctor Sleep,
I'm
and
watching his latest thing at the
it's-
moment.
yeah, Midnight Mass is grown up horror for proper grown ups.
Is it elevated?
Oh god, it's
So what is elevated horror?
It's
Huh.
pretentious for
Art house
horror.
poncy fucking shite.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, like
This is elevated horror. If elevated horror is well written dialogue and
Studio
themes,
24
yeah.
stuff. That's what they
So,
call it.
It's
So like
go on.
Midsummer, The Witch, that kind of stuff.
It's the same crap you used to get from big studios when they'd put out a horror movie and they put a lot of money into it and they would call it a thriller because they did not want to use the word horror. You know, they would call it a supernatural thriller.
Most of it's just folk horror, like the old Wicker Man and stuff like that's all it was. They just stopped using the term folk horror.
Yeah, but that's a musical, so that's even better.
Which one, the Wicker Man?
Yeah, it's a musical and a horror.
You're talking about when Nicolas Cage is yelling
True.
at the bees?
Not that one, the original one.
We don't talk about that movie.
I thought it was hilarious when he busted in and kicked that person in the chest, throwing masks off kids.
Some of it is quite funny, but it's only funny in retrospect because the first time you watch it, you're just shocked in all the wrong ways. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some stuff, like I said, there's some stuff that's just
Kathy Bates
don't fucking remake it. Just don't fucking remake it.
Yeah.
It's
How
a
can
bad
we
idea.
Stop them though, Pete. How can we stop them remaking?
How are they
I
going to
don't-
adapt it for
I-
modern audiences, Pete?
By not going to see this fucking garbage like the Lost Boys remake. No, we don't fucking need that.
Oh,
The
yeah.
pants got to be tighter. They screwed up the first time.
Thankfully, they've kind of shelved the American Werewolf in London remake.
Oh, were they going to do that?
God.
I didn't hear.
Oh
about that.
yeah. Max Landis was doing it, and yeah.
What
no.
about a London Werewolf in America? You get some of that.
Just see
A
that.
Cockney Werewolf in New York.
That's a much better idea.
Is it?
He's got to go right into COVID lockdown.
Yeah. It just wouldn't
The
get
same.
into the country.
Yeah.
All right, so we're talking about remakes. What horror remakes were actually decent?
Evil Dead.
The Thing.
I like the Fright Night remake.
The Thing.
Yeah, thing.
Yeah, The Thing, the one with what was the famous guy Carpenter. That was actually a remake.
Yeah. No, we're not talking about like the latest
I
iteration.
suppose
of
the
the Thing.
1958 Dracula with Christopher Lee, to a lot of people that would have been a
Technically a
remake
remake.
because they'd be going thinking about Bela Lugosi and they'd be encountering Christopher Lee. So, you know.
That's the thing that
I like the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
I did too. I
The
thought
pipe
that was
zombies took me out of it. I couldn't do it.
Fast zombies are not zombies. They are infected. Zombies can't run.
The
Yeah, I'm
crazy.
not a big fan.
Crazy
yeah.
remake.
The Crazies remakes, yeah, that's actually pretty good. I quite like that.
I like the Fright Night remake.
Yeah.
I did too.
Wasn't bad.
Was that Colin Farrell? Colin Farrell on that?
Yeah.
I think?
Yeah, it was
House
alright.
of Eyes remake. I quite like the House of Eyes remake.
The Fly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah.
I guess
the good one.
that's-
Yeah,
I quite like the Hellraiser recent one.
Did you?
I haven't
I've
seen
heard
it
it's
yet.
good. I
Haven't
have
seen it
heard
yet.
it's good. To be
See,
fair.
yeah, I didn't mind it at all. I thought it was, there was some clever ideas in there. It was different, you know.
I haven't watched anything to do with it yet.
Yeah,
so
but
I'm
you know
I'm
what?
gonna
Is
just
it
watch
is it that or is it suffering from the last 6 or 5 were garbage and you're just comparing it to those? You know, like
No,
when you got a good
no,
movie and it follows a really great movie, and the good movie is a really crappy compared to the great movie before it.
Yeah. You see, I like what I like, and even if people are like bigging up a movie and saying something's like, prime example is the Terrifier 2 that came out very, very recently. Like horror social media peoples are all like, "Whoa, this is awesome! What fucking amazing!" No, I mean, there's a couple of good bits in there, but it reminds me of someone coming out of media school or film school and being like, "I'm going to make a horror movie with with art house shite in it.
Mm.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers was pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought the Wolfman remake was pretty decent.
Oh, go away.
I get what he was trying to do, with just trying to be all reserved and stuff. In the second half, Rick Baker did his job.
To rewind to an hour earlier, Wolfman's my favourite horror movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
The remake?
If I had to pick it, I'd go with the original Wolfman. That's my favourite horror movie. From a lot of it's to do with seeing it as a kid, but yeah, just it's almost like perfect
my
movie.
favorite horror movie is American Werewolf in London, and that's probably not from. Well, I was quite young when I saw it, but there's those TV shows they have on at lunchtime. Like, do you remember Pebble Mill? This is like, if you're not British and of a certain age, you won't fucking know what I'm talking about.
No, not at all.
It was like a magazine program at lunchtimes.
Yeah.
And when that movie was coming out, I'm sitting watching that. I couldn't. How old was I? Not that old. And they were showing clips of it and interviewing all the stars were on there, and it's like, and I'm like, what's this? What's that giant wolf? The man's in the underground and he's falling on the stairs and the escalator, and then there's a wolf, and they showed the clip where the wolf bites the dude's head off and it bounces across the fucking road. Lunchtime. yeah. It was fantastic. I think that's why that movie stuck with me so much.
Right.
I might say.
Plus, I love the music. I love the humor.
Yeah.
You know.
I might say the old Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde with Frederick March. At least right now, might be my favorite.
Yeah.
Which I got to get the Blu-ray because I guess they reinstalled like 17 minutes that were lost.
Oh.
So now
that's interesting.
I gotta have it.
Yeah. I just got the 4K of the new Universal Monsters release.
I got the Blu-ray, so that's good enough for me. I don't want that any sharper.
Normally, well, like we were saying earlier, sometimes it can ruin it, but they've kind of done it well. I think they must have gone in and tweaked stuff a little bit. There's details on the bride that I didn't see before. You know, like with the stitching and stuff on the neck and all. Yeah, looks kind of cool. And they didn't do that horrible thing where they just sharpen it so you get a little bit of like grainy. You know what I mean? They didn't do that crap. Yeah. And the creature from the Battle of the Wing looks fantastic.
Yeah.
But I love that movie anyway.
I mean, I think like Dave said earlier on, we probably will get more than one, you know, because Wicker Man is probably my second one. I would pick the Wicker Man.
The Nick Cage version, yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely. And then Dracula AD 1972. By no means the best Dracula movie coming out.
The Nicolas Cage version.
But it's the one that I saw when I was a kid. So, the Nicolas Cage one.
The Rob Zombie version.
Aren't they doing another remake of The Wicker Man?
TV show.
I was going to say, it sounds like it'd be a streaming thing now.
Yeah, they are already in production, on the TV series.
They've learned you can't do remakes of movies, you do streaming.
I feel like, because I was looking at something the other day, and it's like, there's a lot of movies that are remakes that you don't realize are actually remakes. Like things like Scarface, for example, was a remake.
Scarface.
With all these remakes that are happening, do you feel like it's the amount of remakes is increasing, or is it just the fact we have the internet now and we can?
No, we've always had them because there was a whole slew of them in the 1950s because it's like Kate mentioned it on the copyright, the trademarks. You know, they need to keep them going so they make the movies. And like the same thing happened in the 70s as well. There was but now it's just remakes because executives are stupid and nobody's got any ideas and they think everything is IP. The Wicker Man is not IP. You know,
I think
the
it's
Wicker Man
also
is a
about
unique
Hollywood
piece of
accounting
art.
too. I think it's also about Hollywood accounting where it's like you take a surefire thing that'll make a lot of money so you can make a bunch of little failures for the actors because they got to have their dramatic crap that doesn't really work. But
I think it is. I think it's more than that as well because if the Wicker Man's a perfect example. It's a movie that didn't succeed, that was remade as a movie that doesn't succeed, and now it's going to be a TV show. They have a piece of IP and they're like, we must do something with it, and it's like, just create something new, please.
Yeah, like
new.
The Pile of Sticks Man would probably be better.
Pile of Sticks Man.
Yeah, Bundle of Sticks.
Not the Wicker Man. These are made of sticks.
The Bamboo Man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now, the excuse of we're gonna make it for a modern audience.
So the Wicker Man will be like
the Wicker Woman.
Or make it a woman, exactly.
Wicker they.
Attack of the 50-foot Wicker Woman.
They'll all be
The
conscious
Wicker-
of their
yeah,
political
yeah, the-
footprint.
The Wicker
Alright,
Bee, that's a
mates,
good
I
one.
gotta-
The Wicker Bee.
Yes.
I gotta leave you. I gotta work early
No,
tomorrow.
Mr. Steve. Thank you for
Alright.
joining us.
But yeah,
Good
thank
seeing
you
you,
for
man.
inviting me.
Nice to meet you on stream.
Likewise.
later, bud.
Have a good one.
I could see
Oh,
that.
bigger.
Maybe they'd make the Wicker Man more environmentally friendly and lower his footprint when he's burning or something like that.
Yeah.
The
Um,
environmental man.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah. I can imagine them doing an environmental kind of
They
story.
put all
with
the
it.
environmentalists inside the Wicker Man.
Now they put him in a Prius and then set that on fire.
Yeah.
Very spacious on the inside.
Yeah, just lightly warm it with some solar panels or something. Don't know.
Oh man.
Is there
Yeah.
any kind of horror movie that you everybody loves that you don't like? Because I know, Peter, you mentioned the sequel to the Blair Witch not being up to scratch. I don't like the original Blair Witch. I just can't get into it at all. Was there any film out there?
That movie for me, even the original Blair Witch is like, I kind of like the vibe at the end, and there's little bits throughout it that I kind of like, but mostly it's people running around in a forest doing nothing.
Yeah.
Well, it's just because it was something new. That's its main.
Yeah.
But it didn't scare me at all, or make me. It's like it was just for me. I was just bored solid. I couldn't quite.
People
get why
credit
were
that
scared.
movie as well. People credit that movie with being like the first with that kind of level of viral marketing.
Mm.
You know, where they were kind of making out as though it was real, and they were building up all. They were
Oh,
on
yeah.
various internet forums trying to build up this being a real thing, kind of like they tried to do with the fucking Slender Man and that shit.
Did you guys see the sequel? Not the sequel as in like Blair Witch 2 Book of Shadows, but like the Blair Witch one that came out a few years ago.
Oh, where they had a drone and stuff.
Where they had like an actual like monster sort of in there.
No.
I did. Yeah, that's the one where they had. Some of the footage is like a drone they've got flying around
Yeah.
and shit in it. Yeah. I don't remember the monster and stuff. Maybe I blanked it out.
It was like a super long armed. It looked like a woman. Some were saying this was a sequel, and it was like Elizabeth or whatever, the lady from the first one or something, or it was the actual Blair Witch. There's a lot of talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
I didn't see it.
I thought it was all right. Yeah. I don't know. I just felt like
It's what it
made-
is. Just
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of falls into the category of movies that didn't really need to be made for me.
There's
You know
a
what a
lot better than
surprising
that.
one was? There's this movie called Exists. It was by the guy that did Blair Witch. It was they did a found footage, but it was a Bigfoot movie. And these guys are going out to stay in their grandpa's cabin or something, and they hit something, and this Bigfoot's just furious. So he starts attacking the cabin, and they're trying to like shore it up and not allow the thing in to kill them. It's sort of a revenge movie. It's pretty cool.
I've seen a lot of Bigfoot movies, and there's a lot of found footage Bigfoot movies.
Yeah.
But for a while, I was on a huge kick, and I just watched everything I could that was a Bigfoot movie.
Yeah, this one
Most of them.
was good. The ending, I was actually surprised because usually they're really cheap, like cheesy.
Although there's also a lot of movies that like say they're Bigfoot movies, but they're not. They're about Wendigos and stuff. People need to know their monsters.
Yeah, that's not the right thing at all. I know.
Speaking of big monsters, I really liked Troll.
Troll.
Troll Hunter.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Troll Hunter.
Troll Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the few found footage movies that like I really liked.
Not Troll 2. No.
Which
No,
one?
They're
Troll.
making a new one on Netflix. I believe it's related to it.
It's
called
the same
Troll.
guy, isn't it? Same guy. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, he's doing a new thing. I can't remember what it was. Yeah,
I think
gone
it's just called
completely.
Troll. I'm sure it's just called Troll.
Might be,
Is it going to be about internet trolls?
probably.
No, I think I don't think it's going to be much of a horror because they already got like a troll face out there. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, Paranormal Activity and Blair Witch kind of started that fucking whole craze of found footage stuff, didn't it? And anybody with a fucking iPhone decided to make.
Maybe.
There's just swathes and swathes of just garbage But there's some good ones in there, you know. If you sift through them, there are some good ones.
Got VHS, Cloverfield, Apollo 18, Grave
Yeah.
Encounters.
The Dinosaur Project. I'm joking. Don't watch that one. It's fucking awful.
That sounds like the one I'd watch.
I have that
Some
on
of
DVD.
Just some of the most awful CGI you've seen in your life.
They made that one movie called Where. Or
Where?
whatever
Yeah. That's good until the end, and then they
until
kinda
the end
jump,
when they had a really terrible werewolf fight.
they jumped the shark with the fight.
I was on board until until the second guy got bit.
Yeah,
Then
and that was good. Yeah, especially with all the stuff in the interview room where they're just talking
they
to
had
him.
the science stuff, and then when the soldiers fought him and he turned, and that was pretty cool. Yeah, until the end.
Yeah.
They tried to set it up for a sequel and make it a franchise.
Gratuitous fight in the river.
I
First
watched one
Chronicle, I
with
remember.
the other night. It had Scott Adkins and Dolph Lundgren hunting a monster. It was a big lizard. It wasn't really. It sounds great. It isn't. I think it was some kind of tax write-off or something. It was like, because I'm like, Scott Adkins and Dolph Lundgren and a monster.
He's the new
It's
Dolph
awful.
Lundgren.
There's two versions. You know, is it the McPherson tapes? The Alien one? It's like a UFO found footage thing about some people who are just trapped in a house and like the aliens basically trying to get in and fuck them up. Two versions. There's one that's like shot on a shoestring budget using crappy VHS cameras, and then there's one where they actually spent some money on it and it's quite good.
Oh, Behind the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon. If you haven't seen that, that's a surprising flick. You seen that?
No.
Oh
I heard
my
of it.
goodness!
Haven't seen it.
So it's kind of like half found footage and then half slasher. It's like about a guy that like he wants to create the greatest slasher thing, and it sort of seems tongue in cheek, kind of comedy. You see this dude's look kind of weird, and then the second half of the movie, they're finding out that holy crap, he's serious. It's a really underrated flick. And
right, hang on, paper. What's it called? Hang on, make sure I'm not writing on a fucking page of comic art or something stupid. No,
Behind the
I'm not.
Mask, The Rise of
Yeah.
Leslie Vernon from 2006.
Right, cool.
That's one that most people that have seen it are huge fans, but like nobody's seen the movie because it went bargain bin pretty much right away.
Okay, yeah. Another one that some people love it, some people hate it is Creep.
Queef.
Creep. Not Queef. Creep.
Oh,
Creep.
on the train.
Creep 1 and 2. The guy with the wolf mask who's fucking loopy. That I don't know, that weirded me out. The second one not as good, obviously, never is. But the first one, really weirded me out, that movie. Yeah. That's the one. Can't remember the name of the character, the wolf in it. It's got a weird name like Sweet something. Sweet. Don't know.
Sweet something.
Sweet something. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen a trailer for this. I never actually watched it.
Yeah. Dude with just
he's creepy as fuck, that guy.
yeah, with just a shitty Halloween store wolf mask, but fucked up, weird. Although it's one of those movies where the only reason that anything happens in the movie is because the hero or the main character or whatever is just stupid as fuck and does like dumb shit. You know, go out to meet some dude and he seems a bit creepy, but instead of going back to your hotel, go on, I'll stay here the night with you, stranger, who seems weird.
I think horror is in kind of a weird holding pattern right now. I think we're in that spot where we're waiting for another like Scream or Nightmare on Elm Street or Texas Chainsaw or something like that to kind of reinvigorate it. Because
you think we're gonna get one now?
Oh yeah, it's only a matter of time before something happens. But
would you not say The Conjuring did a little bit to help that?
Yeah, but that was how many years ago?
Yeah,
but that wasn't new though. That was like it just felt a bit more old school. You know,
yeah,
I
see what he means. That ushered in like Sinister and like all those weird ghost movies.
True, yeah.
And shared universe horror movies and stuff like that. But
second one of those was my favorite, I think.
But I think even James Wan's starting to kind of his formula is starting to kind of people like it, but it's still
Yeah.
sort of like you know what you're going to get when you.
The second Conjuring where he sits and starts playing the guitar, that's the funniest thing I've seen in a movie.
I'm the right one. The second one's about the poltergeist in London.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Edenfield hauntings.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. Maybe that's my favorite because I remember all that shit being on the news and stuff back in the day.
Oh,
Yeah.
from when they did that one fake movie, the what was it, Night Watch? No,
Night
was
Watch.
that one?
Day Watch. Was it?
they did it was like a
Oh, Ghost Watch.
Ghost Watch.
Ghost
that's
Watch.
the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That was
remember that very well. Yeah. On YouTube,
Well,
if anyone wants to go and watch it. Although it's
Right.
probably not scary these days.
Oh, look, we got George Lucas in the
Yeah.
chat. Welcome,
Awesome.
George.
Oh,
Yeah, George.
Can you fix Star Wars, please?
well, it's not
Big-
actually
big
my
Star
problem
Wars.
anymore. They gave me $8 billion.
Nice. Counting his
Big
money.
Star Wars, and what the fuck are you thinking with Willow?
I could probably
Yeah.
put a few more CG things in there for you, maybe. Could,
Willow
This-
Creek.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the trailer for this movie? Pray for the Devil.
sounds like a metal song.
Pray for the devil.
It looks pretty good. It's Exorcist movie basically.
Oh, it's the remake of The Exorcist. Sorry, Exorcist. It continues from the first movie, doesn't it? So they're ignoring the other Exorcist movies and just.
But it's got a
this-
nun who wants to do the exorcisms, but she's not allowed because she's a woman.
Let's get Ben Cross in it. I thought he was dead.
Mm.
Right.
The
You know,
trailer
would
does
make
look
an
really-
interesting remake. It's Exorcist 3. Although
Exorcist,
Brad
yeah, I like it.
Brad Dourif was amazing in that movie, but I mean, like that's one that you could probably like update to have another serial killer kind of thing and a detective. It would be interesting because I mean, heck, it wasn't even an Exorcist movie for goodness sake. They just
True.
threw that on there.
Yeah, the whole end of it wasn't really what he wanted. It was like studio demanded. It looked like an Exorcist film.
What's this like upcoming horror movies?
Yeah, just stuff coming out.
The menu, it's a cookbook.
I'm liking like
Fiennes.
X. I watched that X and Pearl. I'm looking forward to the third one, Maxine. That's
I've not seen
I'm
them yet.
like-
They're supposed to be good from what I hear.
first one just reminds me so much of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and stuff like that. And then the second one, not so much it's a horror, but you know, there's more to it. More to it than just horrific stuff. Nanny.
Bones and all.
Don't
Call
know.
Me by Your Name's director.
Okay.
Ain't that
Hey.
that gay movie? The one
Hey,
with
Peter, you guys got VPNs?
Yeah.
You watch Tubi much?
No.
Not really. I don't
Have
have time.
you looked at it?
Not
I
for
watched-
a while. I mean,
I watched Maverick on Tubi.
Oh, Wullie, I converted Wullie.
Yeah.
Here, look at
It's-
that. I'll share this for you.
Yeah, I just
TV shows.
use the Opera browser.
So
'cause got
it's
built-in
totally
VPN.
free. There's just commercials in there, but this is the horror section. They've got like a lot of those old flicks.
Oh God, American Wolf in Paris.
They got a lot of those old flicks that you'll never find on any other Dead Heat.
Dead Heat. Oh, right.
Chud 2.
Chud 2,
Look at that.
wow.
Chud,
Sometimes
yeah.
they come back again. Parents. Lord.
I tell you what, also is also good for like free horror movies. That Freebie on Amazon.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't actually
think-
need an Amazon subscription to watch
I
them.
think
either.
that might have been where I watched that Scott Adkins film.
Yeah, there's a ton because I subscribe to Amazon, so I've got Amazon Prime. Their horror movie selection, the actual Amazon Prime horror movie selection, is fucking awful. Although they did just get X, but I'd already seen it like ages before. But yeah, the freebie.
I'm not even halfway through.
There's a film that creeped me out.
Which
The
one?
Taking of Deborah Logan.
I
That was
thought you were
good.
going to say Tucker and Dale. I'm like,
It's it's an old lady with dementia, or what they think is
Freddy's
dementia.
Nightmares. How about that?
Fantastic.
Oh wow! But have they got all the episodes?
Yeah.
So-
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
they do.
There's already like Martyrs was on there.
House of-
There you go.
Yep, Martyrs on there.
I
Winchester.
don't
You
know.
know, they've got all the
Look at all
fun-
these.
got all the, you know,
Repo?
Universal Monsters.
Valentine, yes.
American Mary. Jesus Christ, that's a weird movie.
How about 2?
Spit on your grave.
Gacy.
Gacy.
See No Evil 2. No.
Stitches.
Stitches. Oh God, no.
Never.
Yeah.
Thomas. They got a lot of movies on here.
Audition on there as well. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Have they got The Howling?
They had.
You know, for a long time they had all of them. Let's see, except for the original.
Yeah, they had all of them apart from the
They
original.
must have taken them all down. Oh no, they got 5,
No, they got
2,
them.
3, 4, 6. That crappy 7.
Oh, but
Yeah,
have
they
they
got
got
them.
one?
They got all of them but one. Yeah.
Because there's that other movie. There's another movie called The Howling. That I think it must be that one there at the top. There's another movie called The Howling, and it's nothing to do with fucking werewolves or anything.
Right.
It's
They've
god
got
awful.
Werewolf of Washington.
The Werewolf and the Yeti.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they got some weird
That's
crap on here.
that's what's his name? Quantum Leap. Dean Stockwell, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Late Phase is a great movie.
It's that's got one of the most brutal kills ever. The old lady. Is it the old blind lady?
Oh yeah.
And the werewolf's in there with her, and it just fucks her shit up.
Legend of the Wolf Woman. They got a lot of cheesy crap. It's about the thrill of the hunt and digging on Tubi, and they update a lot. You get all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah, you get loads of old 60s and 70s TV shows that you can go.
So what's this then? Is it like a pirate site, or is it like a
No.
legitimate...
You'd need a VPN because it's only in like America or whatever like that. But if you just get a VPN, it's totally legal. It's they got some commercials in there, but not many.
Oh,
yeah.
It's awesome. There's like 4 different let me see here. Hold on. Tell you what.
No, I watched just the other night is like.
There you go. Warner Brothers, MGM, Paramount, and Lionsgate. They just dump their crap on there that they can't. They don't put anything else.
I guarantee that the Lionsgate stuff will start disappearing because they started that Lionsgate Plus streaming service, haven't they?
Yeah.
Well,
and then
maybe.
you've got Paramount Plus too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Did
Well,
it
there's
have
some
Silver
stuff-
Bullet?
Silver Bullet. I've not seen that in so long. I saw it in the theaters.
I watched
loved
it
that
again
movie.
just the other night. And it's got the worst werewolf ever, but you know what?
I was
That's such a fun movie.
They got Mutant with Pierce Brosnan. Bad Moon.
Silver Bullet is the one with the kid with the wheelchair.
Yeah, it's like a kids'
yeah.
horror movie. The director wanted to
No,
make
they
like a
don't.
kids' horror movie, and Dino De Laurentiis was like, more blood, and they kept putting in more blood.
It's like, let's take a Stephen King thing and yeah.
Gary
Cycle of
Busey
Horror.
turning it up to 11. It's a lot of fun, but it's
He
a
was great in
terrible
that
werewolf.
movie.
Have you
Worst
guys
werewolf
seen
in any
that
movie.
Nicolas Cage is going to be playing Count Dracula?
Yeah.
Rental.
Yeah.
Cautiously optimistic, but I don't know.
I mean, I'll watch it because Nick Cage is just batshit crazy. But
yeah,
from what I've gathered, they're going down the route of like a comedy kind of thing, sitcom kind of setup. So
He must be just doing it so he could say he played Dracula then, if we're Universal.
yeah, and he did an interview not long ago, and they said, you know, so how you prepared for the role, and he's just like, I watched some stuff and like made up a voice, and then he did the voice, and the voice was like fucking terrible.
He's got to be screwing with him though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I mean, he's got that crushed red velvet suit and stuff, hasn't he? So
Yeah. We're about due for another Dracula movie though. Like at least an adaptation or something close to it.
we were talking about this on the Friday Night Fights thing, like on last Friday, and I can't remember a really good Dracula movie since kind of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I'm trying to think.
I know the BBC did that series.
It was terrible.
I didn't mind the first 2 bits.
I liked it.
First 2 bits were good.
That last episode sucked.
The last episode where it came into the present day and stuff, and that was just fuck off.
The annoying thing was the last episode, you thought they were going to do like a Hammer horror thing, bring it into the modern day, and it was going to be quite good fun. But no, they just blew it. Yeah.
I
Which
didn't
was
mind
that?
the actor.
Oh yeah, that one.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Bram Stoker's.
Clay
I need to
Crane
watch
was
that
perfect.
again. I was never a fan of that movie, so I need to watch it.
I think
again.
It's fantastic. It looks great, and the acting, apart from Keanu, is
It gets better with
great.
age, I think.
Dude.
Gary Oldman, or Oldman.
Yeah, Dracula, dude.
Find out what the boss to do. Now, wait, is he
Yeah.
better or worse than Dick Van Dyke? So, do we have a contender?
Dick Van Dyke
Hello,
tried.
Dick Van Dyke really did try, and
Yeah.
there are some Cockneys that sound like that.
Yeah.
So, well, actually, no, I don't think any Cockneys.
No, I don't think there's-
Mary Poppins.
Oh, my Poppins.
Oh, Jack Allen, Mary Poppins. Yeah. It's
But you forgive that because it's just silly, you know.
yeah, and it's fun, you know.
Yeah.
Well, from what I understand, Reeves went on short notice. It was like, hey, can you come on in next week and be in this movie? So he didn't have any time to prepare. I've got to excuse a little of that.
Yeah, Nick Cage did play. Yeah, is it Love at First Bite? Is that what it was? Or
Vampire's
no,
Kiss.
it was
Vampire's Kiss?
yeah,
Yeah.
Vampire's
I knew it
Love
was
it
something to do
for-
with kissing and biting. And
Love at
and
First
stuff.
Bite. Have you ever watched that recently?
No, not in a while.
Yeah, that doesn't age well.
Do
The
you
stuff
know
in
what
that, the
do you know
stuff
what I
in that,
watched?
you kind of go, I can't believe I laughed at that.
What I watched 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I watched Blackula again, and then
that's
is it
brilliant,
Return of
yeah.
Blackula? Blackula's Revenge.
Well,
Great
we
flick.
watched that recently, didn't we?
Count
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Dracula's Soul Brother. That's how they fucking
Like
advertised
Soul
it.
Brother.
Oh.
Yeah, but the makeup in that second one was great. When he would turn, it looked like a Gene Colan
Sideburns.
book.
Yep.
I like that. I mean, what was it around there? Dan Curtis's Dracula was done around that time.
Oh, that's on my watch list. I
But that's Gene
Jack
Colan
Palance.
based as Dracula
Yeah.
with Jack Palance. Yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, you know, I love fucking Dark Shadows. So
Yeah, it's very similar to that.
I watched the
that's all
Dark
I need.
Shadows movie. It's like
Oh, the remakey thing, the new.
Well,
no,
with Johnny
the original Dan Curtis one.
Oh yeah.
And it's bonkers because
I've not gotten there yet. I'm watching the series first, but there's like
right.
I'm-
Because I never watched the series. I
I'm
never
like
really get to the
300 episodes into 1276 episodes.
All right. So when did they make they made the movie during the series, or didn't they? Or did they, it was still going when they made it?
It was towards the end, yeah,
Right.
towards the end, or it might have been just after it finished and before the kind of when they tried to bring it back.
Right.
Dave, you watch a lot of these older
Yes.
movies from the 60s and 70s?
I do. I've got so much to catch up on. I watched. Oh, I get this one. Prince Darkness.
Hey,
Oh, quality.
Oh yeah,
Quality.
Got it on
Yeah.
4K.
oh yeah. Dark Shadows is all on YouTube, by the way. Wullie.
Yeah, I like Dark
Is
Shadows.
we
Paul in there?
actually-
Yeah,
Right,
really
maybe.
good.
We can watch them, but it's all blocked in other countries, but it's not blocked here because no one owns a
Right.
copyright over here because it.
That was good.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I'll
I've got
give that a
so
look
much to get through. It's just.
I
fine.
warn you, Wullie. It starts off as a weird, like just not a sitcom, like a soap.
Soap opera. Yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they just start leaning into the horror, and there's like vampires and werewolves, and
That's good.
haven't seen that
Church.
one.
I
It's got the
Don't
guy
know.
who plays Rick out of Holby
It's
City.
it's thingy me. It's is it Suave? Is the director?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So it's
Michelle
Dario Argento produced it and
Ah,
Suave
right, yeah,
directed
yeah.
it.
Oh, does that mean his
Yeah,
daughter's in there?
I think she probably is. Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
well, I shall be watching that then.
The Sect as well. That's the other one
What's
that
that?
goes with it.
What's that? The Mount.
Mountain.
Mountain of the Cannibal God.
Somebody's been in HMV 2 for 15 today.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I only get stuff like that on offer because I'm like, sometimes you get some weird looks, especially if you pick the ones with like the nudity on the cover. It's like you get some weird looks off people. Like, oh, are you buying that? Oh.
Yeah, you
Hey,
should.
this, repeat after me. It's for a friend.
Yeah.
Because I watched.
You shouldn't be getting Emmanuel and the Cannibals in HMV. That's what you've got the internet for, Dave.
Yeah.
Do they give you a brown paper bag with it?
It's on Daily Motion, so you could have just watched it then. Physical media, I know physical media.
Yeah.
Because I watch like most of us, you watch horror movies all fucking year round, and like middle of the afternoon, I'll watch a horror movie. And over the summer, the number of weird looks I've got from my neighbours, because like it's warm, got the windows open, and I'm watching a horror movie, and let's face it, huge chunks of horror movies sound like porn.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Especially some of the older ones.
Stick your head out the window, yell, "This one's a quality one."
Malignant.
Oh yeah, James Wan's new one
was actually really good. I was surprised because
Malignant.
I went into it knowing nothing about it at all.
Is that the one with
ruin it, but there's a big twist, and I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
Is that the one with the face on the back of the?
Okay, well,
yeah,
Peter
Kawato's in it. Yeah.
Oh look, it's fucking been around for ages. That movie is.
Yeah, I know. I've only just seen it, and I knew nothing about it.
Face in the back of a bus. I remember that one.
I didn't like Malignant. Whatever. Yeah.
That made me
do it.
You know what I don't like?
Do that.
What I don't like about those movies is they're based on those actual real people who were just a couple of charlatans who went in and basically conned people. You know, so I just that's the one thing I don't like about the Conjuring movies. It makes it as if they were good people. No, they weren't. Not good people at all.
Is it the third one where they go and talk to her? Where they go and talk to the woman, don't they?
Yeah, the third one starts off as the one with the court case.
Yeah.
Mm.
But Vera Farmiga, you know, I'm currently rewatching Bates Motel, the TV show.
Yeah, I enjoy them until they get to the end and then mention the real people and show you photographs of the real people, and then I remember it's based on those horrible people.
You just gotta stop it before then.
I know. Too.
This was a weird one.
That's
St. Maud's.
St. Maud's, yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
Seen that?
It was weird.
That's a weird one.
Yeah,
there's a lot. To be honest, there's a lot of movies
that was
where
Florence and the Machine.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies where you should just not watch the end.
This was a really good one. Incident in the Ghostland. I think it's a more recent release.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Is that an Arrow? Right.
Yeah. That was $8.99. I picked it up for. Yeah, it's really good actually. It's got a nice little psychological twist in there that you don't actually see coming, which is good. I don't want to give too much away because especially with things like that, like I don't want to ruin it for people. But it delves into the psyche of one of the victims.
He's going to ruin it now.
You're going to completely ruin it. Yeah.
No,
you're going to ruin it.
I know nothing about it. I've never, you know, what? Hocus Pocus.
Because you have to watch that every Halloween. You have to.
Have you seen Hocus Pocus 2?
Zombie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Hocus Pocus 2, I actually kind of liked it.
I've not seen it. There was people going, "Oh, it's just the same thing except new kids," and I'm like, "Well, what do you expect?" That's
probably why I kind of.
No, I wanted to see the 40-year-olds come back.
Oh, they're in there. They're in there. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. The original kids.
Oh no, the witches.
I want to see them come back as adults.
Oh. Do you know what? I don't really remember much about the first one because it was kind of. I don't know. I was probably too old for it when it came out.
It's overrated now. Holy cow!
Yeah, I'm the same. Never watched it. Just thought, nah, I don't want to see that.
Hounds of Love.
Hounds of Love. Never Arrow.
I have seen that. It's the Australian one, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, with the kidnapped girl.
Yeah.
Again,
it's great. There's one in there like where one moment in there with a dog, and it makes me hate the guy so much that I want to murder the dude myself.
If you want to watch something like that, but I mean that movie is, I don't know, not a lot happens in Hounds of Love. It's kind of seen this shit before. But if you want to watch something like that, that's just done a million times better than The Black Phone, that recent one.
I've heard that.
That's much better. Same kind of thing, but much better.
We just talked about it, Max Hedstrom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the sadness.
You hear that quaking in Peter's voice? Yeah. So you hear that quaking in your voice? Yes.
Just hot fat fryer man and leg snappy man near the start. just
I keep thinking I see something behind Dave, but I don't know. It's probably just a
Don't
shadow.
fuck with me.
Just,
'Cause
I know what
know
you mean.
shit
Just
like
in that black corner
yeah,
behind him.
just to that
Yeah.
black corner. It's like
Just off
You know
into the
what, yeah.
corner. Yeah.
every now and then, yeah.
Just like it's either I think it's like looks like hair, like long.
Because earlier on, a wee light came on to the right hand side of him, and
You
his
know what?
left
I'm
hand
gonna go
side, and
turn my
then
light
went
on
off
in a
again.
minute. Fuck you guys.
Dave's going to be like back to the wall, edging around every fucking room.
It is.
Putting all the lights on.
So,
Dave, UK is very proud of their ghosts, and so shall you be too.
There it is again. Yeah, I never
Yeah.
saw it that time.
No, that's my shadow, you dick.
No, move your head.
No.
Those two little white ducks.
two
No, they're
little-
not there now.
Did you
there's
say
a
two
couple
white
of- yeah,
ducks?
I have some
Two
shiny
white ducks, yeah.
two white ducks.
well,
Ghost ducks.
Yeah.
Prey?
Oh, did
Oh,
that
yeah.
come out there? It hasn't. Oh no, that's that the
No,
not
that-
that's not the Predator one.
No.
No.
This is one where they're trapped in an underground cave.
Hmm.
And
Are there
Yeah.
monsters?
then they go into the forest, and then they're just chased by it's like these humanoid creature things.
Just watch watch The Descent.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a definitive movie.
in terms
Descent.
of that, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
And what's your director's cut as well?
There's
Alright.
Do you guys
there's
like
also
the sequel?
Hmm?
Do you guys
Ready
like
or
the
Not?
sequel?
All right.
the sequel to Descent. I seem to remember it was okay. Obviously not as good as the first, never are.
Mm.
There's a movie called
Little Mon-
Beast.
Oh, that's not the
Little
other little
Mon-
monsters that I
yeah.
know.
A movie called Beast. I think it's Swedish or something because it's actually called Best or Biest or
Mm.
it's like an hour long. It's a short, isn't it? About a werewolf.
Yep.
Don't know it.
Yeah, fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Love that.
I almost thought you got that little monsters with Howie Mandel. A second.
But no, Best it was like shot on a real budget, but they show the werewolf in full, and it looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it looks good.
Annabelle,
was
that's that
weird.
one that's like Goosebumps, basically, right?
And botched.
Is that botched?
Botched, yeah. That was it. It's got Stephen Dorff in it.
Oh,
Well, there's a resounding.
and Sean Pertwee. Fucking hell, I can't even speak now.
Guess
Yeah.
around though, Sean.
It's actually all right. It's quite gory. It's about, was it Nazis? I think it was. No.
It's made an impression. We can see that.
Yeah, it's clearly awesome.
I remember.
It's got a very
blood.
thin cover.
So much
Yeah,
blood.
it was good. I recommend watching it if you can find it online.
Right.
Probably.
Have you seen
Is it on Tubi?
Dogs.
Hey Dogs? What's this?
Dogs.
Anything like Man's Best
Dogs.
Friend? Where on the
That's
cover
an
they
old
had,
one,
like,
isn't it?
robot?
Dogs.
Yeah.
Is
This
that a
is
70s one?
yeah, David McCallum.
Dogs. I like Dogs.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really
I
good
can't
actually.
remember anything
8
about
films. I love 8 films. It's from the 8 Vault as well. Yeah, it's basically like near a nuclear plant. Dogs go crazy. And then,
They do. That's
You do.
actual thing that happens. Yeah.
and they turn
Yeah.
into like this massive pack and just attack everything.
You want to double bill that with Zoltan, Hound of Dracula.
Yes. Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw, the beginning.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't think I've actually seen. I don't think I've seen it. Or I
Only
might
been
have
two
started
of them.
watching it and
It's all right.
There's
It's
only
alright. It's
two
not bad.
Texas Chainsaw movies. I don't.
And then this was just strange. Fear.com.
Oh, I remember that one.
Fear.com. Yeah. I'm never a huge fan of those kind of,
It's a rental copy.
Oh,
Only been rented twice.
Yeah, it's been rented. Now it lives in my home.
Do you have Dog Soldiers and Howl?
I have Dog Soldiers. Do I have Howl? Yes, I think I got Howl as well on Blu-ray.
Good man.
Yeah,
but
I like-
the werewolves on the train.
We need more
Yeah.
good
Werewolves on-
werewolf
They should have
movies.
just named it that.
Mm.
I probably
There-
go ahead and say that I think UK does werewolves better than the US.
Remember Wolf with Jackson and
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Spade? I think that was one of the first elevated horrors that came out.
It was just a drama with a horror ending.
They were that embarrassed that they were making a horror movie that they didn't bother to make a horror movie. That was a weird
Yeah.
film.
Like, I didn't look any different. He just had sideburns.
Aye, yellow eyes.
Good werewolf movies are. I always think they're few and far between, but there's a few good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
mean-
think the ones that are more wolf man versus werewolf tend to be because the makeup doesn't take you out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fine line between a werewolf and just a dude with an Alsatian's head.
Hmm.
But there's something
I mean,
to
I
be
like-
said for those as well.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, I like Dog Soldiers. In fact, I love
Yeah.
Dog Soldiers, and that's the howling kind of werewolf.
That
Same
was-
kind of.
Yeah.
What they did there was ingenious, kind of putting the it was almost looked like an animatronic kind of thing, just put on the shoulders of the actors, so that they could manipulate. They looked a little taller, but I mean, it made sense. It looked really
Well,
good.
they had
Yeah.
those runners, the thing that disabled runners. Runners have got no feet. They have those spring things.
Yep.
Yeah.
They had those on the feet as well, didn't
Yeah.
they? And then built the
My
wolf
mind,
legs.
my mind
Yeah.
went elsewhere when you said runners with no feet. I was like, what? If
Well,
only these guys had been available for Wes Craven when he had to do the alley scene in
Oh.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I thought you were gonna say for that one werewolf movie that he did that got butchered because of the friggin' Weinsteins.
Mm,
You know, Cursed. Yeah,
First, yeah.
that could have been amazing.
yeah. I used to think that was the worst thing they'd ever done, but yeah, obviously it wasn't.
Did anyone watch Werewolf by Night?
I saw the
Yes, yeah.
the clips.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, so did I. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
I thought
Not too long,
Man Thing
not
was
too
amazing.
short. Yeah, did all the right stuff. I know people like comic purists have been bitching about it, but it did what I wanted it to.
I just figured there was no point because if it was good and people liked it, they were gonna make another one, but with notes that everybody would hate, or it's 40 minutes. There's not enough, or it's 50 minutes or whatever. There's not enough to really test a couple of scenes.
I was really well cast. It was like for the time that they had to do it all in. I would quite happily watch a road movie with Jack Russell and Man Thing.
They just did that to erase that 2005 movie. That's all. Do you remember that?
Yeah, the Man Thing one. Yeah, I actually.
Sci-fi?
Oh God, yeah.
I can see it in my bookshelf from here. Yeah,
What did you say? You have it?
I've got it on DVD.
We can't stream together anymore. Shoot.
But we're going to watch it. That was going to be the next watch along.
Oh boy.
Oh.
From the director of Lawnmower Man.
My favorite part of that is when the Native American said, "We have long called him," or he's been watching something we've long called the nexus of all realities, because that truly sounds Native American.
Yeah. Nexus. Perfect, yeah.
It's really awful movie.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. Aside from that, I enjoyed Werewolf by Night and Howl. Has there been anything else good in recent years? Werewolf movies?
Oh, have you ever seen the Wolf of Snow Hollow?
Oh, sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Very divisive, but it's pretty darn good.
You know what? I'm writing it down.
Me too.
It's a surprise. It's something that they did very different. I'd never seen a werewolf movie like this. There you go.
Okay, that's on my list. That's on my
Sounds
list.
like the Wolf should be on it, but yeah.
It's a very surprising movie. Like I said, it's a love it. It truly is for werewolf fans to love it or hate it. But I liked it. Did something different.
The only kind of werewolf movies I really hate are the ones where they just turn into a wolf. You know, that's not a werewolf. That's just a shape changer or something.
I would put one exception in here, and that's The Beast Must Die.
Oh well, yeah.
So you guys like that movie Wolves with?
It doesn't. It just turns into
Aquaman?
a dog.
With what? Sorry,
With
say again.
Aquaman, that movie Wolves with Aquaman.
I thought it was all right.
Oh,
Makeup
is that the
was
one with? Is that the one with the clan of werewolves? And the,
like gypsy werewolves, and then Skinwalkers. That's the other one. You see that one?
It's okay.
Very safe werewolf movie.
Yeah.
The guy that was on Psych.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, just trying to think of any other really good ones recently.
They don't make many of them, man, because they're hard to make.
No, there was that, what's that fucking awful piece of shit that they did, Werewolves Within?
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, I think it was made for might have been made for Netflix. It was, I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, furries have kind of taken the shine off of werewolves for me.
Yeah.
I have a hard time watching them now because.
And then there's another one. There was like a TV series that started. I think the first season came out earlier this year.
Oh no, I remember an old werewolf series.
Oh yeah, you're talking about not a werewolf. That was the name of the series. Yeah, that's all on YouTube as well. It's fucking terrible. It was awesome at the time when I was younger because it's monsters. But
I expect you have all of these, Dave.
Was that one with Mario Van Peebles, and they were like a SWAT team fighting Total Eclipse?
Oh. I've only seen 2 Mario Van Peebles movies: Jaws 4 and Solo.
I think it was originally meant to be like a pilot for a TV show. And,
it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. They rarely get werewolves right. I think the last TV series I saw was there was that. Oh God, do you know what? I can't remember the fucking name, so there's no point even talking about it. The last one I really remember being any kind of good was when True Blood first started up.
Oh.
Before it went to shit, I kind of didn't mind it at first. Maybe that was to do with all the naked ladies, though.
I liked it all the way up to the end. I liked all the True Blood, even the crap
I watched
last
one
few
season
seasons.
and I realized what it was. So this is a mature Twilight. They got, you know what? No more time.
Yeah,
but it was witty. It was funny. It was fun.
I liked it up until they started doing like the brought fairies into it and shit. It was like, oh.
No, you're not allowed to call them that anymore, Pete.
Sorry. No, they were fairies, not that kind of fairy.
I did, I liked it all the way up to the very end. I just, it was such a well cast show. The cast kind of like.
It's a show I still need to watch.
Really,
I mean, is it as good as Vampire Diaries?
Oh, fuck off! God,
it's no Forever Night, that's for sure.
Forever Night.
No. They're talking about restarting all that Twilight shit again, aren't they? With another one.
I'd accept a remake of Forever Night.
I'd like to see a Forever Night Street Hawk crossover.
A werewolf that's a vampire, or a vampire that's a cop. That you could remake that.
Just call it Vampire Cop.
Yeah,
I'd watch that. There's probably already a movie called Vampire Cop. There's got to be.
There's Werewolf Cop.
Yeah. Vampire Cop.
Well, what's next?
I don't know how that would work.
What are you watching next before Halloween here?
I was just going to show you the best horror movie of all time.
Let's see it.
It's not.
I'm waiting for Wullie and Pete to grow.
It'll be a Twilight 2 or.
Nah, The Witch's Ghost was better.
Nah, not this. This scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
What? How old were you?
The zombies, right? I don't know. When did it come out?
You're such an innocent soul.
Like the zombies in it, man. Like they were actual real zombies. Like they actually real monsters.
Cartoon zombies.
In this. Well, I'm sorry, real zombies in real movies. But yeah, the first time they ever actually used legitimate monsters in Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah. They weren't fake.
Yeah, they made a big deal about that back in the day. I remember.
Yeah.
When he tried to rip off the face and it was a real zombie.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I always thought, I wish they would have real monsters in it.
All right, so that came out in '98. I was 6 years old.
I just wanted them to get rid of the laugh track.
Yeah,
I was 6 years old. So so I'm not such a pussy. But
okay.
I kind of wish they didn't have real monsters in it now that I'm an adult.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they always followed that formula. It was always the really nice guy at the beginning of the episode.
That's the show I was trying to think of when I said I can't remember, so I won't talk.
Hemlock
Grove. I tried to watch that series so many. I think I've tried to watch it twice, and
wasn't that
I remember it had Sarsgaard.
I think I've seen 3 episodes, and that was that.
That was
Yeah.
a Netflix original show that they've actually taken off of their own streaming platform now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've started doing that. They've started removing their own content, so you can't actually get it anywhere unless you've bought the discs that are already out.
Did they even put those out on disc?
I think they did.
Oh,
I think
because I know they quit halfway through Daredevil. They
but
stopped.
it was only on DVD, not on Blu-ray. I think.
Still haven't done Stranger Things season 3.
No, and I don't think they will.
No,
unfortunately. But
Eh.
nah,
Yeah,
a little overhyped.
bastards.
I'd lost interest in Stranger Things after the first fucking series.
First of all, that's the. You don't really need to go further than that.
Yeah.
The world got huge. They didn't need. It was nice when it was tiny.
Yeah, exactly. This is the problem with most things. They try to get into like even movies with sequels and things like that. TV shows are particularly bad for it. It's like they get to season 2 and they're like, we need to kind of expand the lore and the, you know.
They should have shrank it because horror does better in smaller
exactly.
locations.
It does. It does. I prefer. It's like I prefer The Wolfman, you know, to a movie about werewolves where there's a whole clan of them. Like, just give me. I like one monster, you know. I like.
I think that links into the thing that like everything has to be a franchise. Everything has to be like have to have sequels, prequels, spin-offs. They have to have the goofy side character getting their own series. They have to have 10 movies in a row or whatever Fast and Furious is up to now. Yeah.
Everything. The thing where everything has to be a trilogy is an irritating one.
Yeah.
It's it's just greed, really.
Yeah.
And you know full well that whatever the trilogy was, there was probably one really good movie there. And
yeah, it's the one made on a budget that nobody expected to do anything like John Wick.
Yeah. But that's the thing, you know the difference between when the movie's terrible, you know they've done it just for the sake of money. When it's good, you know they've done it because they actually had a story to tell.
Hollywood, I think for the last, I don't know how long, it's been reactive because the independent stuff has been taking the chances and putting things out. And then Hollywood goes, we're going to buy that. And then we're going to remake it, or we're going to buy it and then make a sequel to it. Like Fox Searchlight pretty much exists for that sole purpose, to buy up those really great independent movies and exploit the crap out of them.
Yeah.
That's where everybody's seeing the new stuff, is the independent stuff.
Yeah, or they find the foreign stuff and then they
foreign
remake it for Western audiences.
More jump scares.
The thing is, if you try and do that, when you try and do that with horror, it's like most horror fans have seen the foreign language one before. They've already seen it and they love it or whatever. So anything you do with it after that is just going to.
Don't get me wrong. There are people that struggle with subtitles. I get that. Like people that aren't so good at reading, that like would never be able to keep up with some subtitles, especially with certain languages. I get like it's nice for them to see it, but the problem is when they remake these things, generally 9 times out of 10, they do it shitter because they feel like they know better and they can change certain things or write certain things into the story that weren't there originally.
And they tone stuff down as well. More
they put it in focus groups,
Yeah.
Back in the good old days, they used to just dub them.
Yeah.
People didn't, and they still do across the rest of the world. They'll dub English language movies into their own language. It doesn't bother them. Their lips aren't sinking.
Netflix is full of dub stuff. They lost all their stuff to other studios, they went and bought like a ton of Norway stuff, Spanish stuff.
Yes, they did.
It's like a third of the content is from Norway or Sweden.
I've not subscribed to Netflix in quite a while, but
before
I stopped,
they had a lot of India stuff on there for a while.
A lot. It was flooded with Indian and Korean,
Korean K-dramas and all that sort of stuff.
And Amazon Prime kind of started doing that as well.
Yeah,
it's like Amazon Prime's worst crime is they've got a section on there. It says new movies every day. And I guarantee you, almost every single one of those movies is something they've taken off the week before and put back on.
That's right.
Yeah. Literally do that all the time. And because it'll come up as like a new movie, but and I highlight it and like you have a little bar because you've watched it along the bottom. It's like full. So
and they'll have leaving soon and you'll think, okay, that's the last time I'm going to. I'm not going to get that one watched, and then but later is back again.
Yeah,
It's a new movie.
they just did it with all the James Bond movies. They put them all on there, then took them all off, and
yeah.
now they put them all back on again.
I noticed that too.
A lot of the horror stuff, yeah.
I think they pass them between Hulu and Prime. Like they're on Hulu.
They must be on Hulu for like a week.
Yeah,
because they come straight back on Prime. Yeah.
There's
Perhaps they do. Perhaps they sell the rights for like a week or something. I don't know.
on Netflix, seeing as we're still talking about streaming, there is one series that I'd highly recommend if you haven't seen it. Is Kingdom, the Korean
the zombie one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I like that.
Series is so good. And then they did a one-off special thing as well, like a prequel special type thing.
All right.
Dave,
which
do you
was really
find that
good.
you buy a stack of movies as tall as yourself, put it in the corner, and then watch them streaming?
Yeah, I have Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus. I just got Crunchyroll as well.
I just all the time watch stuff on like Amazon and various places that I know I've got a disc of sat there on the shelf, but it's just easier just to,
My wife's the same way. It's like, no, it's right over there.
Like you got it there. Like you never know. If they take it off and I want to watch it, like Bloodsport with Van Damme, greatest actor in the world.
I do find myself just rewatching shit all the time as well, even though I'm probably, especially TV shows like.
Has Van Damme done horror?
Well,
Replicant might be the closest, but
yeah.
I don't think he's done a straight up horror. Like,
I think
Cyborg.
He'd be a good vampire. With that accent, he can probably pull off vampire.
No, I'm thinking Chuck Norris, Silent Rage. He did Silent Rage. That was horror.
Your next book, Pete. Jean-Claude Van Damme, the Vampire Hunter.
No.
Jean-Claude Van Damnation.
Yeah.
Oh no, he did. Actually, he did. Universal Soldier, the fourth one, the fourth one, the one with Scott Adkins. It's in 3D.
Oh, I suppose
that's as close to a horror as you could get with that franchise. That's got some stuff in it that's proper horror based.
I've got a feeling I've seen a horror movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme in, and I can't fucking think what it is. I'm sure I have.
There was a movie he did called, was it, he fought like the Sandman in it? What movie was that?
Was that him?
The Sandman.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that was. I know there was a movie with called Sleepwalker with.
We did the Van Damme show. I can't remember.
Death Warrant. He fought Sandman.
Yeah, but that's not a horror.
Well, no.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
It's not serial killer was the closest I could think.
No, there must be.
I don't think so.
Because in the Universal Soldier one with Scott Adkins, he plays like Van Damme is like Marlon Brando at the end of Apocalypse Now. That's the kind of character he plays in it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's joining back in 2009. He did something called The Breed.
Oh,
The Breed, was he in that?
But was he just in a scene or something? Was he?
Wasn't that an Adrian Paul movie? With
I've had to bring up his list. Why is it going listed on Predator?
Because he did a little of the stunt work.
Yeah,
he was stunt work.
No, he was in the original costume as well, wasn't he? Yeah.
Of course, I don't know that they used much of that because Predator would have been like 5'9".
There's a lot of things listed under horror for Jean-Claude Van Damme. None of them are horror.
No, I think they're doing that thing where they put suspense and horror together.
Well, it's got Minions: The Rise of Gru in there, so
Wow.
No Jean-Claude horror. I swear, I don't know.
That's interesting. No, The Breed, I think, is the Highlander, Adrian Paul. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's interesting. Shoot, even Steven Seagal's done horror.
That's so good. That's just, yeah.
The Breed, yeah. Every unmade Jean-Claude Van Damme horror movie.
Every unmade. That doesn't count.
Oh right, he's been attached to various horror projects, but never gone through with it. So
Wow.
the breed's in there.
Okay.
He needs to do one before he pegs it.
Oh Jesus Christ! Why are you playing me fucking clips of Rick and Morty? Fuck off, Screen Rant, you piece of shit.
They're trying to convert you.
That's a very concise review of Screen Rant.
Yeah,
Spot on.
just Windows popping up, playing crap at me. Just knock it off. Holy blood! Apparently,
Even Chuck
What?
Norris did horror.
Yeah.
Holy Blood was going to be Jean-Claude Van Damme in a movie that combines The Exorcist and The X-Files. Basically, he was going to be a detective.
Chuck Norris did because it was a hero in the Terror as well, wasn't it?
Oh, he also did that Hellbound.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we don't remember it much, but he did it.
Oh, that's right. You remember? You mentioned it. I kind of go, I remember it now.
He almost did it.
Yeah.
Almost did a Yeti movie called Abominable.
That'd have been cool.
That's asking for trouble, isn't it?
I'll have a word with
Van
Van
Damme
Damme
and
and
Abominable.
I'll get him to do a horror movie. We're like that.
Either a horror movie or a Christmas
Van
movie. I
Damme
think
in it.
either one would be fun.
Christmas, yeah, he could be Santa, like the Hulk Hogan movie.
Yeah. And he could like do the splits down the chimney, like
Yes. Yeah, no, he does. Yeah,
That
exactly. He does the splits just before he gets to the fire.
Yep.
So he doesn't burn his nuts. Yeah, see? His
feel like
chest.
that. I'm still waiting on Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, sorry, Screen Rant playing clips of fucking She-Hulk.
Go to
That's it.
Green Rant.
I just clicked the first link I saw,
Oh,
and now there's Screen Rant cookies all over my phone. Ugh.
Trying to brainwash you with their Marvel stuff. And
all right, guys. Well,
Yeah.
Almost as good as BuzzFeed.
BuzzFeed. Oh, fucking hell. On that note, we are 2
Yeah.
hours.
maybe we should have done the BuzzFeed horror quiz. There you go.
Yeah.
We would have gotten elevated horror stuff.
BuzzFeed's #1 vampire horror movie is Twilight. So that's
Oh,
Makes sense.
God.
It makes sense.
I wouldn't put it as #1. I mean, it's good, but it's not.
BuzzFeed are just it's not good. It's awful. Shut up.
It's terrible stuff. Terrible.
Everyone already knows my movie taste is questionable at best.
You gotta keep it up. Pete's gonna put you in some sort of a re-education camp.
Yeah. In fact,
You're gonna watch these movies and you're gonna love them.
Damn straight. I'm going to pin your eyes open and make you watch a Serbian film.
No more milk for you.
I'm pretty
Put it in a
sure.
double with Cyborg just to lure him in.
Yeah.
Oh, I recently got that on Blu-ray actually, and Universal Soldier. I got it on 4K.
Wow.
Mm.
Sergeant.
And
Ian.
Universal Soldier:
Yeah.
The Return on Blu-ray. Now I just need Bloodsport in 4K. Then I'll be happy.
What about Kickboxer? Same movie.
I got it on Blu-ray.
Okay.
Got it on Blu-ray, as well as the sequels, the 2 sequels.
2 sequels. There's like 4 or 5 sequels to Kickboxer.
Yeah. There's tons of them.
Yeah, I've only got 2.
I'm surprised they didn't get Scott Adkins to do one.
He's
I think, to be honest, at this point, I like being in one.
yeah.
Probably.
Pair of boxer shorts,
Yeah, pretty much.
bald paint on your head, and you go.
I would have been the best friend that got killed for sure. That would have been me.
Yeah.
At least I give somebody motivation.
Just lie there going, avenge me, and then the rest of the movie happens. Get beaten up by ninja street thugs.
Clear my browser history.
It's a shame we never got Van Damme against Stallone in their primes.
Wait, I was going to say you did in Expendables, but
yeah,
in the primes though. In the primes.
Nah, Van Damme was too much on coke, and Stallone was like too much into like I'm the star of this movie. This is how it's going to be situation in the 90s. Holy crap, he had an ego on him. That's why Judge Dredd turned out the way it did.
Has anyone seen that superhero movie he's done for Amazon?
Yeah,
It's
Samaritan.
good.
Yeah,
Good.
good.
You know,
I haven't watched it yet. I will.
Good.
I've heard it's good, but
Very much enjoyed that. Yeah,
He's good at tailoring movies to his age.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't want to
You
spoil
find
it.
that?
There's some CG that's pretty ropey at one scene, but
Yeah, but
you let it away with it because it is actually a pretty good film.
Some of these action stars, as they get older, it seems almost like they get a little bit better at the straight acting.
They know the tricks.
And then, like with
Yeah.
the comedians, they tend to get better at the serious acting as well as they get older.
Serious acting is
Well,
way easier than comedy.
The thing is,
Well, I'll
actors
tell you.
make better action stars than action stars, if you know what I mean. You know, it's kind of like if you think back to when action films used to have people like Charles Bronson, Lee Marvin, Clint Eastwood, they were just like really tough, manly guys. You know, they weren't like physical specimens, the greatest physical. Well, actually, they probably were, but you know what I mean. Lee Marvin wasn't, but he was a tough man,
never.
a hard man. You know.
Actually, no.
so
I'll take that back. Lee Marvin back in the day was
back in
probably
the day,
quite
He was a
the
Marine.
50s, and yeah. But whereas
post painting wagon.
Yeah, they didn't have to like strip off and be all muscles and whatever, you know, to prove themselves. So it's kind of like the films you get with Liam Neeson these days and that kind of thing, where you get somebody who, you know, they're believable because they're good actors. In the
Liam Neeson, who's made like 25 million different versions of Taken, but with
Every one of them have a picture of him with a gun on the poster.
Yeah,
Just standing there.
Well, fingers crossed, he actually fucking returns and they do Darkman. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Is he talking about it?
Yeah, he said he
kinda
wants to
feel
do
bad,
it.
though.
Yeah.
Arnold Vosloo put the work in on that. He made that his franchise, and he loves that character. So I'd feel bad for that.
Yeah, I don't. But I'm a
He
dick.
worked hard on those. The second one wasn't bad. The third one,
But they
Yeah,
should have. They
but
were just
from
going to
what-
make another one with Bruce Campbell in the part, weren't they?
Scott
That was a promise. That was a promise of it, you know. But
Get Nicolas Cage in there. He could play Darkman.
they could.
It'd be, I was going to say it'd be batshit crazy, but then again,
That's pretty
that's
much
the
it,
point.
isn't it?
Yeah, utter insanity.
Yeah, because Liam Neeson, he committed with that role, so he did. He committed to the batshit.
Yeah.
Probably what he got paid to.
But he said he wants to do it and he'll produce it and whatever, but they need the right script. And it needs to be a continuation from his movie,
Well, it makes sense.
which is,
Well, they could do like a 30 years later situation.
Well, his Darkman is all fucked up and wrapped in bandages and shit anyway, so, you know.
Yeah.
The Darkman multiverse.
Oh god.
Don't. Everything doesn't have to be a multiverse. Universal Pictures, you dickheads.
That was like, I don't know. I think Sam Raimi sold his soul with the devil or something. That was a terrible movie. That first movie. You know, I mean, we could have had a proper horror movie there with Doctor Strange. I think if they kept the original director, we would have had.
He wasn't allowed. It was Marvel Studios directs.
It
with
was
Frank,
terrible.
or with he got like 40% of the movie. He could do whatever he wanted with, and then the rest of it, Marvel said you got to have this linked up in the beginning and this linked up in the end. You can't play with that. That's non-negotiable. That's why Edgar Wright left Batman or Ant-Man, because they said you have to do this, and he said that doesn't work with my movie. So I think Raimi's he's a studio guy. He's a company guy. He'll play ball. So he did. There's like 40 minutes in there where you watch it and go, yeah, that's Sam Raimi. And then the rest of it was Marvel Studios.
I mean, I kind of get it because they've built this whole fucking web of
I hate
it. It's I didn't say I liked it. I said I get it.
Yeah. No, I didn't like it much. What I think about it, the angrier I get, because it was such a missed opportunity. Sam Raimi does Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Endgame.
Proper horror movie. No, this didn't do it, did they?
He'll be back. They offered him Spider-Man 4, and they'll probably let him do whatever he wants.
Bring Doctor Strange into the Werewolf by Night thing.
No.
That would be cool.
No, maybe Blade. Bring Blade in.
He'll probably end up in court with She-Hulk. That's what they'll end up doing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well,
Man thing in court.
Yeah.
Bring lovely note. We've been going for 2 hours and 10 minutes now, so I think it's about time to wrap
Past
this
Dave's
up.
bedtime.
It is. It is. I got work tomorrow. It's crazy.
Ooh.
I got work now.
Yeah, that's because you're weird. You sleep weird.
You sleep weird.
You sleep weird. You like vampire. Yeah. No. Well, thank you guys very much for joining me today. It's been great chatting with you.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank
I
you,
always
mate.
know if ever I need horror or just general.
Oh,
You guys
just,
are the ones.
Just keep an eye in the corner of that room there, mate. Okay.
I'm gonna
I
turn
will.
the light on as soon as I've ended this stream because you guys are dickheads.
I swear some hair started growing out. Black hair started growing out. Of this,
No, right. The TV's over there, so don't know.
yeah. Corner of the room.
There's a big one too, so they jump through it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna end the stream there. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Sub to all these guys. Peter's got a channel, I think. Yeah.
Tomorrow night is the Halloween horror movie picks on Friday Night Frights. So myself, Crystal McGee, and Brian Crisco will be going over awesome movies to watch at Halloween.
Awesome. And we got a porn bot. Let me get rid of that one. Wullie has a channel too.
Yes, it's called Freevert Girls Chat. And oh no, wait a minute, sorry, that's the bot there. Sorry. Yeah, no, it's Wullie. Wullie's YouTube channel or something. It's called. I don't know. Just search for Terrier Comics and you'll find it.
Wullie's Wullie.
And we will get back on to doing some streaming quite soon. I think. It's starting back again soon. But there's loads on there. Tons
of stuff to watch. Yeah.
Statistical Zero also has a channel.
I do. Just at Statistical Zero on YouTube.
Short and sweet. Love it.
Oh, jeez.
And we won't promote Pete's smoking. So on that note, I will play a funny little video for us to leave on. What do you guys want? What do you want? What sort of video?
I want Freevert Girls Chat.
Girls Chat. We don't want that.
All right, I can't do that one, but I'll do this one.
This isn't a urinal, is it?
I think it is, man.
Fresh.